On two. Ready?
What's good?
What's good, peoples? What's good, peoples? You know, it's Sunday. You know what it is, and we already got some comments already. We got to start off at Go Pack Go. Y'all should be very excited, Brandon. Very excited. Very excited. That was a very, very good game, man. But welcome to the Football Frame of Mind weekly show, man. I'm not Brandon. That's Cameron. I'm Cameron. Welcome to the show, man. It's Sunday. Really cool. But we got a lot to talk about. How you doing?
Man, it's good, man. It was a very up and down weekend with sports. Lots of upsets, lots of really close and crazy games, man. It's gonna be a really good show. But if you guys are watching, you see the logo in the top right-hand corner. Check out the Villain Sports Media Network on YouTube as well as Facebook, I want to say. All kinds of other really good content creators, really good shorts, live streams, stuff like that. And don't forget to check out our YouTube channel, Football Frame of Mind on YouTube. You can check us out on all major social media platforms, including X, TikTok. If you want to do audio, you can do Spotify, Apple Music, Apple Podcasts, Amazon as well. Definitely will not be disappointed.
Nope, not at all. You won't be disappointed, man. We got a host of cool stuff over there, man. Posting everything, man. We're doing basketball. The NBA Cup is crazy right now. I thought it was fun last year. People was hating on it, but I thought it was cool. But I was like everybody else, right? It was like an in-season tournament. Like, what is that, you know? But then again, once you get past all of that, it's really cool. So check out, the Villain Sports Media Network. Yours truly does the basketball show. Trying to get a good format for it. But we doing all right there. But as far as football is concerned, man, it's fire, man. It's fire. Got some recruiting stuff going on, man. Michigan is offering $10.5 million for Underwood, the number one quarterback in the country right now. People saying he going to deny that or reject the offer. That would be unwise. You should just think about it. Not saying you should accept it. I think you should just keep that offer in your back pocket just in case LSU tries to pull a fast one and be like, well, we don't like Brian Kelly anymore, which is really crazy in my opinion because the first 3 years he's doing better than Saban.
Yeah, nobody wants to look at those statistics though.
Like, look, I like Les Miles because it was easy for Alabama to beat them because you knew he wasn't gonna do right. I didn't like Coach O because he would always have the best assistants, right? He was like Palpatine to Yoda, right? In a sense, right? Because he was the CEO type just like Saban. So he really needed those good assistants to really make his stuff work, right? Mm-hmm. So I didn't like him there. So I was kind of glad he left because if he would have figured that shit out, we would have to do this whole thing, 2019 thing over again at some point. I didn't want to do that because that team was pretty damn good. So Brian Kelly, I don't know if he's gonna figure it out. I don't know. He might figure it out. I think he just needs a mobile quarterback, like not just like a dude who can run, right? A dude who can affect the game running. Like, Jaden Daniels. That was pretty fucking cool. Anytime you run for 1,500 yards, that's crazy, right? For a quarterback anyway, right? So
that's what the game's turning into, though. Everybody's looking for that. And that translates from college to the NFL. Everything's starting to transition into that dual threat guy that can affect the game with either his arm or his legs.
Yeah, like you see, like you ain't gonna win if you don't run the ball.
Yeah, it's
Like you,
important.
like you have to almost. Like if you don't, like if your quarterback doesn't run, you're in trouble. Like
And
big
that's
trouble.
crazy. Like when we were coming up, you look at guys who were quarterbacks when we came up, you had guys like Breeze and Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, Ben Roethlisberger, just these guys who, I'm not gonna say they were statues, but they weren't mobile. They were just able to sit in the pocket and throw all day. Compared to like what it was then, fast forward like 20 years to now, it's completely different. It's way different. It's pass heavy, but you feel like you need that guy that can scoop and be able to get out the pocket and move.
Yeah, like you can't be a statue now. You just
No, you
can't.
can't. The game's too fast. Edge rushers and linebackers are way too fast for you to be able to stand back there.
Yep, I agree, man. But nonetheless, man, let's get into the show, man. We start off with college football, man. Trying to take out ESPN because I don't want them to, try to take our stuff away because they real on this woke status, right? They want to be woke so bad. So they want to take everybody else's stuff away. Monopoly. It sucks, man. But we got a comment from Ronnie, man.
They did
Hey,
look better,
Georgia
man.
did look good, man. They did look
It was
good.
convincing.
Once they took the reins off of Carson Beck, that's what really won them the game. Like once they said, you know what, we gonna ride and die with you at quarterback. Let's just go out. So look good, man. So these are the new college football rankings as of last Tuesday. Obviously, y'all know that the next batch of rankings is coming out this Tuesday. So this is all subject to change and it's going to change, right? So not looking at what happened Saturday, the initial ranking, what did you think?
I thought it was good. The thing I thought about first is, which a lot of people are going to be thinking about now, is when you look at that number 2 and number 5 spot, they're on a collision course. Number 5 is, yeah. Number 2 and number 5 are going to be on a collision course this coming Saturday, Ohio State and Indiana. It's going to be a big time matchup. I don't know if it's in Columbus. I think it's in Columbus, if I'm not mistaken, which is going to be a huge difference maker. But now they get to put Coach Signetti to the test and see if they can really compete with Ohio State and maybe get an upset win there. I think that's a really big matchup as well.
Yeah, I agree. That's going to be a really fun matchup, man, because Indiana's got a lot to prove. They got a lot to prove that they belong. And this is the test that you want to have. Like if we're good, we're good. Now, yes, Indiana's coach signed a big deal, right? A new contract with them. But if he wins this game,
Oh my gosh.
I don't
You
I don't think I don't
you're
know if he's
never
gonna
getting fired, bro. You're
I
never
don't
getting
I don't
fired.
know if he's gonna go anywhere else.
Oh my god.
Um but like I would say that the price, yesterday's price, is not gonna be today's price. Let's just say that.
That was a really good extent. He got a really good deal though. Like I feel like it was fair to both sides. Like they paid him a lot of money, but I feel like the time of the extension, like the amount of time was good. Because I mean, if they do win this game or be able to, even if they don't, they still find their way in the playoff. That's a huge step in year one, transitioning from a group of 5 schools to a freaking Power 5 in the Big Ten. That's a huge accomplishment.
Yeah, like Indiana's, like over the history of their program, they have never really been like,
A powerhouse.
yeah, like they've never really been good. Like they've been good, but never consistently good. It's like
Mm-hmm.
boom, and then boom, and then that's how it's been, right? So it's good to see them actually, playing pretty good now.
Hey,
They
but they
did.
found, but
They did.
those teams that are on the trip to a national championship, man, sometimes you have to have those close wins to kind of bring everything full circle and be like, okay, like, like now I feel like they've been on a journey all season, kind of figuring out what works and what doesn't. They've gotten better week after week after week. And even those close wins, I think it's really helped them in their development and how they're able to close out games and win those tough ones that they didn't think would be tough.
Yeah, but the fact, like Ronnie is right here. They did almost lose to Wisconsin, man. But Wisconsin is like they're a tough team because their coach Luke Fickle obviously is a Big Ten guy, so he knows how to win games, right? I think he's maybe 2 recruiting classes away from really making Wisconsin into a threat,
Mm-hmm.
or at least going into games with Oregon and USC and Penn State, going into those games without really knowing the result, right? Like usually, this matchup. Okay, well, uh, Wisconsin's gonna lose to Oregon, right? Or they're gonna lose to Ohio State. You want to, you want to change the narrative. You feel me? You want to make sure that those games aren't decided before the field action, in a sense. Right. What does CFP mean? It's the college football playoff. Yeah. It's not it's not
It's not the regular top 25 rankings. These are the
yeah,
rankings that they
yeah, yeah.
started
It's
a
not
couple
the
weeks ago to set
yeah,
up the
this is the
playoff bracket.
rankings that we use from now on as far as as the season goes. Because usually you start off with the AP poll, because
Mm-hmm.
that's usually what you start off with, which is the Associated Press. It's like a big newspaper company. They've been doing it for years, but now we got the college football playoff rankings. This is what we focus on from now on. So shout out Miss Big Mamas. I know who you are. Thank you. I appreciate it. I'll tell you later. Inside story. Inside story. Nah. I'm just playing now. That's my kid's mom, man. So she's just supporting her kid's dad. You gotta love it, right? Gotta love it. Gotta love it. Nah, man, but getting back into the rankings, man. Obviously there's some told you. Told you. Uh Thank you for the comment. Thank you for the comment. But like I said, getting back into the rankings, man, there is a lot of this that's subject to change. Obviously, LSU might not be in there with the
Kansas
loss
State,
to Florida, Kansas State,
Louisville.
Louisville. Let's see who else lost, man. Somebody else lost. Was it BYU? Yeah.
No, I think they won.
Nah, BYU lost to Kansas.
Did they?
Yeah.
Oh, dang.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, they
And
lost.
the crazy thing is that they held them to 13 points. BYU can normally score points. Kansas has a lot of talent. They just they underperformed early on.
Yeah, man. I think that was a crazy loss, man.
That is crazy. They're gonna drop.
Because when you look at BYU, man, they were kind of in the same category as Indiana, right? You can win a lot of games, and you're gonna have to show the committee that you deserve to be there, right? By keep on winning. We talk about TCU a couple years ago getting into the playoffs, and like, oh man, they really didn't deserve to be there, but they won all their games, and they were in a Power 5 conference, so you technically can't keep them out, even though you feel like somebody's better. Like the games have to matter at the end of the day. Like you got to play on the field, and they won all their games. So hell, let's just see. Let's just see what happens. Right? Didn't turn out the way they wanted to, but they definitely earned the right to be there, even though they lost in the conference championship game. I felt like when you lose in the championship game, it really shouldn't affect your playoff rankings in a
I
sense.
think I feel like it can, depending on the team and the scenario.
Yeah,
Like in
yeah,
that
and
scenario, I probably wouldn't have put them in there because of that. That's just me personally.
yeah. And Ronnie says they still, yeah,
Yeah,
they'll be number one. They'll be
they
number
they
one.
haven't looked bad. Like, yeah, they
Yeah,
almost
cause
lost, but they're still a really good team.
yeah, cause even though they lost, man, I mean, even though they won and it was a close victory, like they still good. Nothing changes, right? Even if they would have lost to Wisconsin, it would have dropped them, but they still would probably be in the top 4 or 5. Like not enough to move them outside of the top 5 because they've been good and they've been dominant. So that's always good. Then you got Alabama, who technically really didn't play anybody. Mercer doesn't count. Although I have to preface this by saying that Mercer is in the FCS playoffs. So they're a pretty good ass team. It's not a team you really want to be playing around with. Now, I don't think they're going to go far in the FCS playoffs because they're on their third quarterback. So I don't know, but we'll see, man. I think we should we should do a show about the FCS playoffs, man, just for the hell of it, so we can see who's in there because there's probably some teams that we ain't heard of in a long time. So that should be fun, man. But any other uh interesting storylines of this college football rankings?
Yeah, Boise State continues to hold on. Genty had a really slow start, but I mean, it was still the first quarter, and you seen as the game went on, he was able to get those touches and get his statistics back where they needed to be.
Yeah, man. Genty's gonna be an interesting case, man, because they won, right? But it wasn't just because of him. Their quarterback was doing pretty good, man. And shout out to San Jose State, man. Over the course of our lives, our football lives, San Jose State's been a bottom feeder.
Yeah,
Like,
but they've become relevant in the last couple of years or
yeah, they
so.
like six. They going to a bowl game. They like 6-3.
That's one of
So
those teams that's overpopulated with other California schools. They don't really get to pick. It's just like how we were talking about people in the SEC, how they don't really get first pick'ems. They kind of get the once the stragglers and stuff.
yeah, man, but that's okay because in today's climate with the transfer portal, those schools have an opportunity to be really good or at least
Mm-hmm.
relevant, you know? And that's what I like about it. Like, hey, I'm at LSU. I'm not playing. I'm from Cali. I can go back and really play Division 1 football to a point where my tape won't lie to them. Like
Mm-hmm.
I'm still a good player. And then you got, players from Alabama, as you've seen, littered across college football right now. Like Eli Holstein transferred to Pitt, and he's good. I forgot who else, man. It's another dude who left. Damn, fuck, man. Well, we go back a couple years. Jalen Hurts goes to Oklahoma, and they go to the playoffs. You know, turns him into a top draft pick. So there you go, man. Transfer portal is pretty good. Like we said early on in our podcast, we were talking about how much college football has changed. It's how you use it. That's the biggest thing, man. So,
Sure.
but college football is still fun, man. So Ronnie brought up Oregon, so let's get into it. Oregon has a tough, hard-nosed victory against Wisconsin, man. Which, if I'm not mistaken, at the beginning of the fourth, they were down 13-6. So they really had to fight this one. And Dylan Gabriel didn't have the best game. But this was a bloody nose kind of fight, man, because it seems like the running game was how they were going to win this game. The person that
Mm-hmm.
got the running game going at least late seemed like they were going to win this game, man. So what do you think about Oregon getting this victory?
It's more of a testament to what we talked about in the offseason with their depth, being the fact that Gabriel didn't have a great game, but he didn't have a horrible game. He still threw the ball pretty efficiently. But they were able to adjust from that and able to get the run game going and they just able to get it done enough. Obviously, you see he ran for over 100 yards on a touchdown. In a low-scoring game like this, getting the run game going is important, but also being able to put the ball in the end zone is equally, if not more important. So definitely good on them for being able to make the adjustments and just be able to see a spade is a spade. They were able to make the adjustments and be able to win a Big Ten conference game, man. Wisconsin's a scrappy team. They're not a horrible team. Like you said, they're not far off from being I wouldn't say a contender, but they're not far from being a team that's really going to be good in that conference.
Yeah, that's my whole thing, man. I think they're gonna be okay. They are a team that is better when they run the football. Like the
Historically.
history, historically, it works, man. When they run the football, they're a good ass program. When they get to passing and being all finesse, they don't look that well. It's like Arkansas. Arkansas does better when they run the ball. We've seen what happened when they went to the happy pass offense. Disgusting, right? So, Chad Morris. So we seen how that goes, man. But this is good. The Big Ten continues to show that they are more than just top heavy. But the outsiders continue to win, man. Oregon beats Ohio State earlier. USC beat a few teams this year. So it's not, the outsiders are really making some noise this year, man. But more than anything, man, shout out to Luke Fickle, man. Really building them up. They're one win away from bowl eligibility. So we'll see. I still like bowl games, man. What about you? I
I
like
do. A lot of people want to act like bowl games have. We talked about this on the Villain Show last week. They're acting like bowl games are diminished because of the playoff and everything like that. But I mean, it's still a huge difference maker when you look in the sense of one, when it comes to coaches being able to make or break their season. Like if they lose that bowl game or they make a bowl game, like that could be the difference in a coach keeping his job or in losing his job. It can be the difference in a coach getting a better opportunity, say in the offseason. It's a really good perspective for coaches to be able to see the talent that they have going in the next season, especially maybe if you're losing a bunch of seniors. You really want to be able to evaluate your talent and be able to say, okay, these are positions of need. After this bowl game, we feel like we're really strong at these positions. We don't need to go really as hard on these positions in the transfer portal and recruiting, just stuff like that. It's a really valuable tool. And a lot of times these games are really exciting because players have a lot to prove because this is like their last opportunity to really add anything to their tape before the draft that they're really going to be a draft eligible player.
Nah, hey, look, I can't disagree with you there, man. See, this is what we after, man. We love to teach. We trying to teach, man. Like we want to help people understand the game. That's exactly why we go into depth, man.
I've
We
uh,
go in, you
I've been
know.
told that we are very informative and very that people are able to understand things a lot better. I guess the way that we explain things, I don't know.
Yeah, man, because we're both college football fans. We're both football fans in general, man. So shout out to Miss Big Mamas. We love to teach you some stuff, man. But tell you, college football is the better of the football in the world. It is fun because I think the players are fighting for something. I think they're fighting to get that opportunity to go to the NFL, to take care of their families, and for the people that may be in between going to the NFL or starting their professional careers in something else like their degree field, I think it's really cool. You know, I think it's really cool. So um, that's what makes college football fun, man. Yeah, it makes sense, man, because we're not over here yelling at each other.
Not yelling and just like having crazy
What's up,
reactions. Like
man?
we have very in-depth like perspectives, and we're like almost the same person, but we bring a different side to it. So I think it kind of helps people relate better.
I agree. I agree, man. So as we shift full focus to this game, man, we just kind of discussed it. Um, BYU takes the loss to Kansas, who is fighting for their bowl eligibility life right now, man. I think we both were were high on Jalen Daniels like 2 years ago. We thought he was uh what's the word I'm looking for? A high priority transfer. Uh Considering the fact that they really didn't win that many games that year. I think they won like 7.
He should have transferred this past off season. If he was gonna go, I feel like this past off season was the best time because they had a
Yeah.
lot of really good teams that needed somebody like him, and his
Mhm.
skill set's really important. And I just feel like the bad thing with Kansas is the talent isn't there, the coaching isn't necessarily fully there, so he isn't able to fully showcase his skill set. And now he stayed, and I don't think he has any eligibility left, so he's going to be having a very limited tape going into the NFL draft. He's going to probably slip into day 2 or day 3, to be honest, unfortunately.
Man, I don't think he gets drafted, to be honest with
You
you.
don't think?
I don't think so, man. I think so much time has passed since he had that really good season like 2 years ago that now, see, remember what I told you why I like this ties sports is like universal. It ties into everything, right? This is why I say the one and done guys or the people that should come out of high school when they could, you should do that, right? Because when you stay in school longer, it allows for people to pick apart your game even more, right?
Yeah.
Now, he probably wasn't eligible to go pro, but going to a different program with more athletes for you to spread the
Mm-hmm.
ball around allows you to look a lot better on film,
Yeah.
right?
Agree.
That's why I say he should have struck while the iron was hot in terms of leaving because it would have been better for his career, like Cam Ward did. Cam Ward left Incarnate Word, went to Washington State, showed out there. Now you can't pick apart his game that much.
So
Okay,
you've
Washington State,
seen his overall body of work progress. The
right?
bad
You
thing with
like,
Daniels
damn,
is the bad thing with
he's
Daniels
good.
is you've seen Daniels here, but see now you've had a little time and it started dropping and dropping and dropping to the point now where I think he still gets drafted, but it's gonna be a team taking a chance on him probably in the last 3 rounds. I feel like I could still see that if they can finish the season on a winning note, like if Kansas makes a bowl game and he looks convincing, I think somebody takes a chance on him as maybe a practice squad guy.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I think that the only reason I say I don't think he's gonna get drafted because not only has his play diminished, the team hasn't been good either, right? Haven't looked that good, right? Which is, you hate to blame the quarterback, but you get all the praise when you're doing good and not enough of the blame when it's doing bad, right? So that's what happens in my opinion. Um, Now you add the fact that his plays diminished, then you look at the fact that he's injury prone as well. You know, like if I'm an NFL team, even if it's a 6th or 7th round draft pick, I would personally want a guy that I can count on. Like even if you get hurt, even if you're healthy, I want a healthy draft pick because when you're in a rebuilding phase, you want a lot of bodies. It's not like how it used to be when we had 53 guys on the roster, right? Now it's like less than that. So you need guys that are consistently available, man. And that's why I think he might slip through the cracks. But I would actually like to see him in Canadian football, to be honest with you. I would love to see him go up there and play, man, because it's more wide open. He can play fast like he wants to, But I don't really know all
It could
the.
pave a way for him back to the league. The
Yeah,
NFL is
man.
starting to be a lot more open to a lot of these other options. It's always been an option, but I feel like in the last few years, especially with how you've seen the USFL come back and the XFL resurrect, and now the NFL starting to lean more on those other brands to find talent.
Yeah, man. So, like I said, we all know the story of Warren Moon. We all know the story of Cameron Wake, who played in the Canadian Football League.
Steve Young.
Almost, there you go. So like it's there. The path is there, most definitely. As Andrew, College Sports Villa has been giving us some promo. Let's see, Pavia to Kansas. I wouldn't even do that. I wouldn't do that.
Nah.
No, no, he's done enough. He's done enough to go to a bigger school than that, man. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I was hoping you were gonna.
No,
Oof.
no,
That's.
no, no, no. We're not doing that.
That's
And as
blasphemy.
and as Roddy says, yeah, they're going to a good bowl game. And Ronnie, don't be surprised if they sneak into the playoffs, man. Let one of those group of five teams that might try to sneak in there lose. South Carolina could probably get in there, like sparingly. Like they'll probably be
They
the
have a
11th.
small chance. They need some dominoes to fall their way, but
Yeah,
it's not
yeah.
entirely impossible.
With without a doubt, they need some dominoes to fall. But I don't want to face that defensive line right now, man.
No, they're playing with a lot of
Actually,
confidence.
if I'm Clemson going into that rivalry game at the end of the regular season, I don't think Clemson's winning that game, to be
Clemson's
honest
not
with
playing with the same. They're not playing the same kind of football as South Carolina. They're playing with a lot of confidence, and they're playing really efficient ball, and that's a scary combination to be facing somebody at the end of the year when you got playoffs on the mind. So
you. Hey, look, man, look. When I don't know if you watched it as much as I did, but the course of me watching South Carolina and Clemson, right? Um, when South Carolina wins that game, they really have the advantage up front. Like whenever they lose that game, the talent gap is wide. And they get blown out, right? But when they bring the talent gap at some position group, whether it's linebacker, defensive line, specifically their front seven, that's when South Carolina makes it a game and wins. That's how I interpret it. The years I've been watching it, and this is one of those years that Clemson might get beat because they run the ball well. They have a good defensive line.
and the
So,
quarterback's got a really good arm.
yep. So, like that's how I see it, man. That's it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be very fun to see that matchup at the end of the year, man. But let's talk about the Volunteers and the Bulldogs, man. Georgia was I'm not gonna say struggling, but they didn't look like themselves early. But the second half was all dogs. Damn near. Like the Tennessee couldn't do anything. Now I do think Nico wasn't 100%, but damn it, 80% of Nico is better than no Nico in my opinion, and it looked like that, you know. But shout out Dylan Sampson, man. I want to say he's got over 20 touchdowns this year rushing.
Yeah, he's been all over the place for them.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. So he's been, one of those guys that gonna be drafted pretty high. I think not gonna say first round because I don't think people really appreciate the first round running back anymore. but I think he's a solid third round, second round pickup because everybody does running back by committee. So don't be surprised you see him on, making an impact on some team on Sunday, man. But this is about the Bulldogs, man. The Bulldogs, man, really just let Carson Beck loose in this game. 40 pass attempts. He got over 300, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions because he's actually, I think, leading the SEC in interceptions. So the fact that his decision making was pretty good in this game showed why he's so highly regarded, right? But I want to get your thoughts on Tennessee losing this game. What does that do for them? What has this done for them?
That makes things a lot more complicated because the thing with Tennessee was they were rolling with one loss. Now you take a conference loss, and it counts as obviously a loss to your overall record, which can lead to even more chaos going into this playoff season. We're getting the home stretch. Tennessee, had they won out, they're a clear-cut favorite to make the playoff just based off of only having one loss on their resume. Now you're feeding the monster of chaos, which is the SEC right now, and you got teams like Georgia in there. You got teams like Ole Miss in there. You got Alabama in there. You got Tennessee in there. They're in that mix now. They're not the clear cut in the front. Now, they could find themselves, do they lose another game? Do they get passed up by one of these other teams? Can they still find themselves in there? They're still a really good team, but this will definitely complicate things and make it a lot bumpier of a ride compared to what it would have been had they won this game.
Yeah, I agree, man. I don't know if you saw that picture I had put in our group chat, right? There's a website, I forgot what it's called, man, that's been circling around the SEC content creators that is, predicting how the rankings of the play not the playoffs, but the SEC title picture. It says that if all of the favorites win in every game. So that's it was supposed to be LSU and Florida,
Yeah.
right? LSU and Florida.
LSU wins that game, they still would have a chance, yeah.
Right. They will have a chance, right? But since they lost that game, now it puts them back in the picture, right? But everybody else kind of still moving up. So if everything holds out, right? I think all the favorites win. Tennessee beats Vandy, all of that. It's leaning towards Texas and Alabama. Now I don't know how they got there, but it seems like since they moved divisions, it's changed everything.
Yeah.
So it's like even though Tennessee got the head to head, I think it's like common opponent win percentage or something like that. Something like that is putting Alabama above everybody else. So I was like, yo, but we'll get into that probably in the closing arguments because I personally don't wanna go to Atlanta, bro. To be honest with you. But let's get into the next game, man. Let's get into it. So Clemson survives. Clemson survives, man. They survived a thriller against Pitt, man. And this was a bigger game than people really give a lot of shine to because Pitt was still alive in the ACC title picture.
Yeah.
Very well alive, So um, it sucks because I really wanted to see Pitt get into the title picture. It's been a long time since they've been there. But Cade Klubnik looked good, man. You look good on the ground as well. They got a lot. I personally would love to see more depth from Clemson in terms of them running the ball because two people rushing isn't necessarily a good idea. Somebody's gonna get tired, you know what I'm saying? So, but it seems like they got I don't know who that is. I think that's Antonio Williams. I think that's what it says. He had 100 yards receiving. So it seems like that was the difference to open up the running lanes for Klubnik, right? So who I actually am really high on. I think he is what Clemson really needs at quarterback. A dual threat. When they are really good, that's when they have a really dual threat quarterback. So but this is an interesting game, man. For the ACC title picture, Clemson is obviously still alive in that. So what you think, man? Scary game for Clemson, but how do they go? Because they're outside. I think they're outside of the playoff picture at this point.
Yeah, currently, yeah. I'm not sold on them. I'm sorry. They just look like
Mm.
they've been skating by. And I'll be honest with you, I see them taking a big fat L to South Carolina. And if they have to be on a collision course with Miami, which I want to say Miami does have them on the schedule, if I'm not mistaken, I've definitely got Miami winning that game. I just feel like Miami's got better depth than them. I feel like offensively they're playing a lot more consistent, better than Clemson. And I just think Miami's just on a mission to try to still make that playoff. And Clemson's just, I don't know, man. Dabo just is not, I don't know, man. He's just not adjusting. You know, they are normally really good at getting that talent, getting that depth. And they just really haven't been in that spot since honestly, they haven't really been in that spot since they lost to LSU in that title game. They haven't really ever been the same, in my opinion. They've had really good players like Brian Brzee, obviously Trevor Lawrence, a lot of other really good guys, but I just don't feel like they've been that menace that they were known to be since that game. Like I just don't. I feel like it's been like a gradual decline, in my opinion. I'm not saying they're bad, but it's definitely been noticeable, at least from my perspective. I don't see them making. They're not making the playoffs, man. They'll be lucky to make the ACC title game, but if they find a way to make it, I do not see them winning it at all.
Yeah, man, Clemson's kind of been, like I said, it looks like we're on the same page in terms of that South Carolina Clemson game. But I think their struggles is really just the fact that Dabo's not adapting, dog. He's not adapting to the landscape right now. You know, like not the transfer portal. Like, and you're gonna start to see the difference this season. If South Carolina beats Clemson,
Oh, they're gonna start taking all those recruits.
that's
South
where I was
Carolina's gonna
gonna go.
kill it. Like they
That's
are
where
gonna
I was
snatch
gonna
up
go.
all
I
those
said,
guys who want Clemson for the brand. They're gonna go to South Carolina because they see what they're building, and South Carolina is gonna start becoming more of a brand, like how they
yeah,
were when Spurrier was there. I could see them even being bigger of a brand if they win this game alone.
yeah.
They're gonna
You're
take a
gonna see a
lot from Clemson.
shift. You're gonna see a shift, and those Clemson boosters are gonna be like, "Yo, we want some results, man. You
Well,
know,
I
we
think
got."
that's already a conversation.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. And Ronnie says he's worried about Georgia Tech. So Clemson. Georgia. He's a Georgia
Georgia.
guy. He's a Georgia guy. Okay.
Mm.
So yeah, that's actually on the table too, Ronnie. That's on the table too.
I think Georgia wins that game. I think Georgia Tech
Yeah,
comes in with
I
a really
do.
good game plan, but I
I,
think Georgia has the mindset that we can't afford to lose this game. You got to seal it early. If you allow
I
Georgia Tech to hang in there with you, that could become a problem coming like the late fourth quarter.
I hear you. I do. But this ain't your grandpa's Georgia Tech Yellow
No,
Jackets.
it's not.
and
But
and Georgia hasn't responded well when you run the ball on them. You know, they don't respond well. And one thing about Georgia Tech, they run the ball, and they
yeah,
run the ball with their quarterback, which is like the equalizer to all teams, man. So I think Georgia wins, but this is probably one of the most exciting games of rivalry weekend.
oh yeah, I agree. I don't
Yeah.
think it's not a blowout by any means. I
No.
just think Georgia
No.
needs to come out. They can't come out flat, and you need to really establish that line of scrimmage from the defensive line perspective. You can't allow those big holes to open up and gas you.
I agree, man. I think it's gonna be fun, man. I like the maturation process of Haynes King. He's been through a lot, transferring a few times. But it's good he's found a home, and hey, he's good, man. Look, you ain't always gotta be no first round draft pick to make it to the NFL, man. Everybody ain't a Hall of Famer, dog, but you can eat off that wealth for a long time. Just staying relevant, man. Staying ready. That's how you do it. Nobody thought Josh Dobbs would be a starting NFL quarterback, right? But he did it. He stayed ready, and that's what happens, man. So, but Alabama got their taste of some cupcake this weekend. Um, and took on Mercer, which we talked about before we got on the show, man, or earlier in the show. Mercer is going to the FCS playoffs at 9-2. Um, so they're a really good team in their respective uh, division or league, should I say. But Alabama was just too much, man. Obviously, I like that they didn't play with their food in this game, and that was pretty awesome in my opinion. I think you got to see Jalen Milroe continue to build his quiet Heisman case. I think he's still top five. I don't think he's top three in the Heisman. So it depends on how many people they want coming to New York. Because if he's in the five, then I think he'll go. But if they do three people like they do sometimes, I don't think he's going. So, but he continued to build on that, man. He's got a rushing touchdown. He got two touchdowns. But I liked about this game is the quarterbacks, man. We got to see three guys going into the quarterback competition next year. Granted, if Jalen Milroe leaves, which is a high possibility. Um, I was impressed with Ty Simpson because even though he's been on the team for a little bit, I think he's the goal guy for spring football, right? He's number one. So that was good to see him kind of, his escapability, and he's got a nice arm on him too. So that's pretty good. Austin Mack is supposed to be, I think, in the running for quarterback number two. And then you got Dylan Larnigan, who's been kind of underneath the radar. But everybody that's talked about Alabama football says that he has an accuracy to him that is way beyond his years. And they like, okay, well, he might get a chance. So the quarterback position coming in the next season is going to be as hyped as it was when Tua and Jalen Hurts was fighting for that spot. That's how contentious it's going to be. But as you and me know, it's only that many reps to go around. You can't play everybody, right? So I was more impressed by seeing all these guys finally get on the field and just get a look at them. And then we got the number two quarterback in the country from Duncanville, Keelan Russell, coming in. So if he's an early enrollee, that changes things because now he's getting acclimated in the system, the fourth quarter program, all of that. So that changes things a lot if he's a early enrollee, which most five stars are nowadays. So that changes things. Defensively, I was happy as well because there's a lot of guys getting turnovers. There's a lot of guys not playing down to the competition, and that was a good thing. So this game served its purpose. No real injuries. Everybody kind of got to play. You got to see the future of the team. So this is what this game does. Now I like this game later in the year, not early. I hate cupcakes early because I'm like, yo, come on, man. Y'all gotta start out fire, man. At least get into that mode early. We seen with Ole Miss, like when they started out so fast and blowing out everybody. Like, damn, they really good. And then they play somebody rough, and they don't show up at all. So that's my whole thing, man. But we got a comment from Chris, man. What if Ty transferred? That's a big thing too.
But if Milroe leaves, I feel like I don't see him transferring. Like I feel like he's gonna
I
want
don't
that.
think so.
I think
I
he
don't
wants
think
that
so
competition.
either.
He wants to fight for that job.
And he been there so long. It's your job. It's your job now. It's your job to lose. Basically, coming into some spring ball, right? It's your job to lose, basically,
And if he
because
leaves, I mean, you still have other options, and the transfer portal is obviously still an option. And like you just said, you have a 5-star guy that could come in and make some noise. You really never know. It's a good
yeah,
problem to have when you have other options. So I mean, even if he would leave, I don't think they're in a very bad spot because DeBoer is going to get a chance to really run his offense the way he wants to run it. So
I agree. And I gotta tell you something about Austin Mack. He like 6'7", bro. So like that's pretty good. He's starting off with a 6'7" quarterback. That's pretty good. So he's a big guy, man. So big quarterbacks seem to do well in the SEC. Um, but little guys do too. Little guys do good too. So definitely a good game, man. So we continue to do it. We got a tough game against Oklahoma coming up next. And then we got the Iron Bowl after that, right? So that should be fun. The Iron Bowl, you just throw records out of it, man. And I really don't want to. I hate. I like I said, I've been on record saying I hate Tennessee more than I hate Auburn, but we can't be losing to Auburn this year, bro. This is
oh, you
like they,
lose to Auburn, bro. You definitely tuned
bro.
out.
This is like they Super Bowl. They've been bad all season, and they gonna put everything into this game to be
For Hugh Freeze to say
spoiling.
I beat y'all again.
Yeah, man. Like, bro, and I know they're gonna do some like stupid stuff in this game, and it's gonna be so annoying. But nonetheless, man. All right, we've come to the sad portion of the program. We have to talk about the LSU Tigers, man. What did you see in this game, and why did y'all lose to the game?
Okay. So I seen a game where a lot of things were exposed. So how do I man, where do you really start? I'll start off with the pros. They were finally able to just buckle down on the run and open holes with the offensive line. And Caden Durham and Josh Williams they ran for like over 200 yards, I think, between the two of them. Yeah, pretty much almost 200 yards. They established the run man, but pass blocking was horrible. The tackle, it wasn't even the tackles. Like I said before, before that game even started, I told you the tackle positions were obviously the key strength. It's the center and the two guards, man. They were getting pushed back the entire game. Florida's defensive line looked like South Carolina's defensive line in the sense that they were just getting pushed. They were just flooding through the middle and not giving Nussmeier really any time to be able to read defenses or anything. But I will get on his ass for the sense that you are a turnover machine. Poor ball security, terrible freaking vision, man. 2 times you fumbled the ball when you shouldn't have fumbled the ball. Got lucky, recovered one. The second one, Emory Jones picks up and he fumbles it and loses it. Not reading defense as well, man. Our defense got ran on and they got thrown on. But I feel like if the offense would have performed a bit better, I don't think that Florida puts up 27. I think LSU wins this game, but I think it just comes down to coaching is the number one problem. You've got a lot of issues from the top. It's always going to fall on the head coach when you win or when you lose. And he's got some problems. This is not a game you were supposed to play around with. This is a game where your game plan needed to be A1, and you have problems in the pass game. Those three in the middle can't block to save their life. You have a quarterback who makes hasty decisions and has very poor ball security. This is a problem. There's no reason this LSU team should have 4 losses. You should have definitely won in week 1 against USC. You definitely should have won this game right here. And you possibly had a chance to pull the one off against A&M, but you obviously have a lot of issues, primarily with the offensive side of the ball that need to be resolved. The question is, like, where do you go from here? My confidence is shot because now, yeah, you have a game coming up where you're at home, and typically that's an advantage. That's out the window. They're not playing with any confidence. There's no fire. So another team comes in, like a Vanderbilt team who's playing with a lot of confidence, can come in and knock you on your ass. And I promise you, if that happens, there's gonna be a lot more of uncomfortable conversations, especially between the AD and the head coach, and just a lot of things that they're not in a position to do a buyout. There's just too much money involved. If they were to do a buyout, you're looking at least another season or two. But there needs to be progress made in the sense that offensively, you need to stop turning the ball over. You need to finish drives and score points. Stop putting your defense in positions where they're freaking dog tired. And you need to be able to win the games you're supposed to win. Big games are really important, but the games like this, you have to win. They're must wins because you're not supposed to lose this game against Florida. Florida is depleted. Florida's got injuries. Florida's just fighting for bowl eligibility. There's no reason at all you shouldn't have went into Gainesville and got a win right here. But there's serious problems from the top trickling all the way down to the bottom. It's a real problem.
Okay, no, that's an honest take, man. All right, so you pretty much touched on LSU, man. I will say this: I don't think Brian Kelly's gonna get fired anytime soon. I also think that he is just a quarterback away from really being really good. I also think there's the coming into this season. I think we both knew that LSU was at a deficiency at defensive line, which isn't normal, honestly. But I felt like there wasn't those names that pop off like you would normally see, right? Um, and that's all gonna change next season. I think he's been vocal about the transfer portal. He's not a Brian Kelly, Coach Kelly is not a guy that likes to pay for players, but
he loves the portal though.
But you see the impact, man. Ole Miss, Walter Jones, Alabama, LT Overton, right? Everybody that benefited from that Texas A&M mass exodus, those players are making plays on really good teams, you know? So if you got to pay for an impact guy, hey, you got to do it. And that's how it goes, man. As far as Florida is concerned, I think we both picked them to be very bad this season, because they had a tough uh, schedule, the worst, but somehow they've decided to just fight back and win. And coming into the season, I think we can pull up receipts from everybody we've talked to on the network, our previous network that we were on, all the shows we watched. Everybody said Florida wasn't going to be good. But here they are fighting for bowl eligibility at the end of the season after going through probably the toughest schedule that you could ever go through. And it begs the question, should DJ Lagway been starting from the start?
Yes.
I
feel like Napier's perspective was he was going off of the experience of Mertz, who wasn't a horrible quarterback in Wisconsin, but he underperformed drastically. And I understand you want to go with the more experienced guy to at least start the season. My thing is, by the time you got to about week 3, I think it was time to pull the plug, and you waited too long. Like I feel like I don't have a problem with him starting the season. I have a problem with how long it took them to finally pull the plug on that. You pretty much were running the 2 quarterback thing until Mertz freaking tore his ACL and he couldn't play anymore. I feel like the first couple of weeks were enough of a sample size to be like, okay, you know what, I'm good. Like I think we just need to go with the hot hand, go with something different, and just see what happens.
Yeah, man, and shout out to their running game, man.
Yeah,
Their running game was good, defense, as you spoke on, was really good, man. So the team is believing now, and I believe that they're going to a bowl game this year, because they have Florida State at the end of the season, and Florida State's ass, and they should be getting a 6th win, man. But they could also be, I believe, 7-5. They got some other games to play as too. So, everything's on the table right now for them. As far as going into next season with some actual high hopes, man. So um let's see, we got some comments here, man. Say Ronnie says
Jackson
Jackson
Dart.
Dart's a really good quarterback. Why is he not in the Heisman race? Well,
Because they had a drop off, man. He started off hot because they were playing that lower competition. And then obviously,
yeah,
like Cam stated, I'm going to piggyback on what he said. You started getting into the heart of SEC play, and those teams were ready for that fast paced, high scoring offense, and they were able to contain him. He is a really good quarterback. I think he's a top 5 quarterback in the country. But people figured out what Ole Miss was doing offensively to where they were able to contain him and kind of hold him back a bit, I feel like.
I agree, man. I agree. I think that's the whole reason why he's not in the Heisman race, man. Just because his when the competition got tough, his play went down. Now, NFL draft talk though, he's
Oh,
probably going first round though.
Jackson Dart's a first round pick.
Yeah,
Like without a doubt.
yeah.
His arm
He's a
talent, the way he can read defenses, he has a really quick release. He's a good quarterback. He's gonna be playing on Sundays.
and he's a tough guy too, man.
Mm-hmm.
He run you over, which is good for a locker room when you're trying to rebuild the culture. If your quarterback's a dog, man, that's a good way to start. So
Mm-hmm.
that's what I think, man. So see, Chris says,
Yeah, I mean, look, they are a pissed off team, but dude, you when your quarterback lacks confidence, that's a big difference maker. He is playing with no confidence right now at all. If LSU goes into that game and they can't run the ball like they did against Florida, oh, they're losing that game. Nussmeier has got great arm talent. He's obviously showed a lot of promise, but it's been rough, man. And Cam will agree. If your quarterback is not playing with confidence and he can't make the ball where he needs it to be and not going down the field and not finishing drives, that wears on a quarterback's psyche. Like when you can't finish drives and you're not scoring and y'all are losing games, that's a big difference maker. So I mean, it can go either way.
yeah, man. Like, look, man, Vandy has shown that they are not your grandfather's Vandy, okay? So they're good. They can beat anybody left on their schedule, including Tennessee. So I'm not speaking on you know, I'm not speaking on Vandy this season in a negative way anymore because they going to go to a bowl regardless this season. So
Mm-hmm.
we'll see. I don't know. I mean,
Who's the tough
yeah,
guy? Tough guy?
like
Who's the tough guy?
no, like I had said that Jackson Dart is a tough guy.
Dart is a tough guy, and Brady
Yeah,
Cook's a really
man.
give
Like
Brady Cook his flowers too. We always speak really good on Brady Cook, man. He's that guy too, man. He can play on Sundays too if he goes to the right situation. Maybe he should.
yeah, man.
Maybe you guys shouldn't take a quarterback with y'all first round pick, and maybe y'all can get him, and maybe he'll be the savior that Will Levis is not.
Yeah, man. Will Levis about the same as Jake Locker for the Titans, bro.
Man, stop hating on Jake Locker, bro. I like Jake Locker, man. He was really good at Washington. Jake Locker is better than Will Levis, bro. Don't hate.
It's about the same to me, man.
Nah, he's better.
It's about the same to me, dog.
He's better.
About the same to me, man.
He's better.
Like, okay, if you want to talk about college, yeah, okay, I'll give you that.
I don't think he walked into the greatest situation either.
They both didn't. They both were bad.
At least they got weapons. Tennessee at least had receivers at one point. They had Hopkins, Burke, and freaking not Ridley. No, Ridley is there, yeah.
I don't know, man.
But no, this is not a Tennessee Titans show. We're not going to get into that. But nonetheless.
See, that's what I'm saying. Right, Ronnie. That's what I'm saying. I think that's on the table this year. Vandy's good, man.
Dude, think of that scenario. Think if Vanderbilt beats Tennessee and Alabama in the same season. That's crazy.
I said that Vandy was going 5-7, right? They could legit go 7-5, bro.
That's a good season.
They could finish that season 7-5. and then that is when Clark Lee leaves.
Michigan.
I wouldn't even say Michigan, man. I don't know. I don't know if he would take that job. I think he would go somewhere else. Like I think he would. I think he would play it smarter than other coaches. I think he'd go somewhere else that he can continue to build, but
It's
still
got to be a
get.
more high profile job though.
Yeah,
So it's gonna have to be a pretty big program if he leaves, because you got a pretty cush seat in the SEC. If you leave the SEC, it's got to be a pretty high profile like program. Like he's not gonna leave for like, let's just say a program. I'm just gonna throw names out there, and they're obviously not looking, but like Michigan State, Maryland, freaking Wisconsin, teams like that. Like that's not an upgrade. Like I feel like he leaves Vanderbilt, he's gonna have to go to a higher profile program, a program with better assets, better athletes. You know what I mean? But Chris don't want to hear that.
nah, cause Chris talking about game day and everything.
um,
No, I actually agree with them going to Ohio State because you got the Army Navy game. That's where game day usually goes, you know.
yeah, they're
And
not gonna
with the,
give Army all that shine. They gotta put that
yeah,
somewhere
they
else.
already got their own game on literally one day. Like they good, they good, they gonna
This
be
is
all
a
right.
matchup that has serious implications, though, especially playoff implications.
Yeah,
This is a
man.
serious game. Like
Like like Indiana's literally been blowing people out, bro.
the team, I'm gonna make one example. The team that Ohio State almost lost to in Nebraska, Indiana beat the brakes off of them convincingly, about like 40 points. So for people to think that Indiana doesn't have a shot, you are deeply mistaken.
Yeah,
Indiana
that's
is
not.
on a mission. I'm not saying they're gonna win, but to think that they have no shot, oh, you're nuts.
Yeah, because we seen a game like this a couple years ago, where Purdue came into the game playing Ohio State, and Purdue was blowing everybody out, right? And then it was kind of a wash with them, right? Ohio State beat them, right? But this is different because Ohio State's literally been struggling this season. Like they ain't really been dominant like you would see an Ohio State team, and they look gettable in my opinion. And I think the fact that they don't necessarily score as quickly as Indiana does, that makes it a little scary when you got a team that can score on you fast and you can't really score with them. And to score with them, you have to change your whole offense. That's a scary situation, in my opinion. So that's why game day is going here because we could really see a really good game, right? You going to Army and Notre Dame, more than likely Notre Dame is going to win that game, right?
This game is up in the air.
Yeah, that's why you go there. Now, Notre Dame loses to Army,
James don't want to hear
it
that.
it's not it's not gonna be a pretty game. It's gonna be ugly. Like it's not gonna be 35-31 or
No, it's
some
gonna be a
shit
game
like.
like you say in the phone booth. It's gonna be one of those
Yeah,
games.
like come on, man. I love Army. I support Army. I was in the Army. Like, bro, I don't want to see that shit. I'm sorry. I don't want to see that shit until the Army Navy game when that's when you want to see the triple option all day. Because you know they're gonna throw some shit out of there. It's not they gonna be running the whole game and then the quarterback's gonna pop out and then throw it over to do it. Like that's just kind of what that game is, man. So I don't know. But
What you
we'll
think?
see.
What you think about this matchup? Who you think's winning?
Hold up, we got one more.
I don't know, man, because this is a good loss. The top five team, they're already a top five team. I could see them not falling maybe to 10, 12 at the latest. Like, I don't see them leaving the top 12 if they lose to Ohio, especially if they keep it close and they lose. Indiana's still a possible playoff team, being that Ohio State is ranked as high as they are, and Indiana's not far behind.
Yeah, if it's close, they'll be like 8, 9, something like that. But if they win, they probably be 2.
Oh, they definitely jump into 2 if they win. They
Yeah,
definitely go
they
into 2.
probably be
There's no
2.
doubt. But who you got winning?
We love this engagement, man.
I
Let's see.
agree. It's definitely going to be a freaking a high
Yeah,
scoring late
yeah,
game. Like this one probably comes down to the last drive or 2 of the game to who's going to win, who
yeah.
wants it
That
more.
this gonna be like 40 points apiece. It's gonna be really good. The defense gonna have to take a day off in this one. But I got Indiana winning this one, man. I like the vibes they have. I think they this is what they've been waiting for. You know, I'm pretty sure they've heard the talks like, yo, you know, you beat everybody, but you ain't beat nobody. I think they ready to do this, and I think Ohio State's gettable, in my opinion. You know, it's not a, it's not a, it's not your. I hate to say it, it's not your granddad's Indiana Hoosiers, man. They want to get into that dual school conversation where you got a good basketball program and you got a good football program. I think they want to start that talk right now, man. So I'm going with Indiana, man.
Yeah.
And
My fear
Chris
is
says,
Indiana loses and is a 1-loss team. They end up getting in. I mean, but Indiana's in still a really good conference too, man. And the fact that they
yeah,
lose to a team and they're in the top 5 with that team, they still find themselves in the playoff. I don't see it being any other way. But this
yeah,
game, Ohio State's still a really talented squad. Some of these wins have not been very convincing, and a lot of people are going to have the argument that you said that Indiana hasn't had the same body of work that Ohio State has. But they still played some really talented teams, and they've won convincingly in damn near almost all of them. Now, obviously, it's different going to Columbus. It's not the easiest place to win. There's obviously going to be a bit of a talent difference, especially like either side of the ball. But Indiana's playing with some confidence. They can air it out. And I'm just not fully sold on Will Howard in this game. I feel like Indiana's quarterback, they're going to go dual blow for blow. It's going to be a real battle between the two quarterbacks. But I think Indiana just wants it. You can see it in the product on the field. You can see it through the players, the coaches. They want this. And I feel
yeah,
like if there's a game for Ohio State to lose, this is that game. Even if it's at home, I've got the upset. I've got Indiana. Not convincingly, this is definitely going to probably be a 3-point game. Like, you're looking at 30-40s, 3-point deficit. I've got the Hoosiers.
yeah. All right, so we agree there, man. But here's the thing. All right, this is why Chris's fear is gonna come through, right? Because if Ohio State blows them out, they don't have the strength of schedule to really make that argument anymore. Because Indiana's strength of schedule is like 100 or something like that. So you gotta this is why this is an important game because they're like I said, the strength of schedule isn't high at all. So you gotta prove that you belong. That's why I think if they lose this game, they're probably out because everybody else, including the SEC teams that Chris is talking about, has a way higher strength of schedule than
Yeah.
them. So
But I
that's
feel
why
like
I think it's a
if
big
they're
game.
the team that only lose by 3 points, I don't see them dropping out though. Being the fact that they're ranked as high as they are, and Ohio State's right there. But I feel like if this is like a 2-possession game, if not more, then yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm not sure if he's gonna like show up or not, or are we gonna see him lay another goose egg like we seen where they lost that other game? I mean,
Honestly, I thought Kyle McCord was better, in my opinion. I think he was better, bro. Like, I think he's really better, man. All right, this is you. What do you think? What you think about this game, man? Vandy going against LSU
I can't
this
even
week.
factor in the home field advantage. I feel like that's out of the window. Now, I will credit Chris in the sense that, yeah, you have a pretty pissed off team that wants to win. You're coming off back-to-back losses and just ugly losses, in my opinion. And now you're playing against a Vanderbilt team that's playing with a lot of confidence and really wants the upset here. It's a tough one, man, because it really all comes down to LSU's offense. If LSU's offense can be competent and puts points on the board, they win this game. But if you go through a lot of the same progressions and struggles you've had in the A&M game and in the Alabama game, this game's going to go the other way. it's either going to be black or white. I don't feel like there's any in between. You're either going to figure it out and play a good game, or you're going to struggle and the game's going to go the other way. I've got LSU, but not convincingly at all. I am not sold on them. I have no confidence. I just feel like they have more talent. But that's really it. Vanderbilt has a really good team, playing with a lot more confidence, and could easily come in and get the upset.
I'm going with Ronnie here, man. I think Vandy pulls the upset. All right, so here's why I think Vandy pulls the upset here. So when I think about some of the Florida game, right? Specifically that late touchdown run by Florida. Um, that that's just worrying, man, because it was literally just a stretch play, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you could see where it was going, right? Vandy runs this wishbone type of thing, right? So if that play happens all game, it's so much that you could do with it, you know? I put a guy in motion. Who knows if that safety's looking back there and they pass out of it. Now it's wide open, you know? So I just think defensively they're gonna put this game in in Diego Pavia's hands. This is gonna be one of those games where he's gonna control a lot of it, man. Now I don't think they're gonna do the 40 to 18 time of possession, but I don't know if LSU is going to get the opportunities that they think they're going to get in this game. I think it's going to be slow, methodical, 3 yards in a cloud of dust. I think they're always going to be on schedule in this game. It's not going to be high scoring by any means. In fact, I think this is actually going to be what Chris is talking about. I think this range right here, I'm thinking 17-14. I think it's going to be frustrating for you guys that you're going to have to start forcing the ball downfield. And as we've seen, Nussmeier's not the greatest decision maker when it comes to like feet to the fire type situations. So I think it's going to be a ugly game, but I think Vandy gets it, man, just because they're going to confuse the defense a little bit with that motion, you know, because it's tough to stop that when you got a bunch of eye candy, man. Somebody's not paying attention. Somebody. It's always one. It's always one person on defense that's not paying attention, and that's usually what gives up big plays and first downs, man. So, but I think LSU wins this game. On the other side, I think LSU wins this game if they can start fast. If they start fast, they can win this game, right? But that's the thing. I don't know if they're gonna have those opportunities. If you don't score on the first three possessions, like at least 2 out of 3.
So that's you put a lot of pressure.
Yeah,
A lot of pressure is
yeah,
going to be on the offense to score every drive after that.
yep. That's what I agree. I agree wholeheartedly. It's gonna be an ugly game. Vandy gets it though, man. This is gonna be a tough one, man. And I hate to say it, man. This is a game I want to talk about though. All right, so we got Kentucky going against Texas, man. Texas didn't look good, in my opinion, against Arkansas. At all. It was Arkansas really lost that game, in my opinion. The Texas didn't win it because Arkansas had some opportunities to win that game and they really just kind of effed it up, which they've been doing all season. They should be a really good team. They should be like maybe 2 losses, maybe one.
They're not a bad team. They just know how to freaking crap the bed too much, man.
Yeah, yeah, man.
Unfortunately, that's a bad problem.
Like you looking at Oklahoma State right now.
Oh,
They lost that game, and they
I'm
was
glad I ain't
winning.
picked them to win the Big 12.
I wish I didn't either. Wish I didn't either, bro. They completely went way left. like,
I mean,
way,
left as soon as you hit the gas, bro.
like,
Like they
yo,
instantly went off the track.
that shit, they are horrible, horrible, horrible,
But I can't
horrible,
say too
man.
much because I did have them on my playoff bracket. So although I didn't have them winning the
I
conference,
did too.
I had
I
Utah,
did too.
although they didn't do the greatest either.
No, but Ronnie said Texas is going to blow them out. I
Dude,
don't, I don't think so,
Kentucky doesn't
bro.
have a bad defense, bro.
I
And
don't
Mark
think so,
Stoops, like
man.
those big games, like those Kentucky plays scrappy. I know I say that about some teams, but Kentucky's one of those games that you can't assume Texas is going to blow them out, especially with some of the struggles that he was alluding to just now. Like Kentucky could easily get up on them. You never know.
No, I think so, man. I just think,
Yeah, I do agree with
and
Chris
then
though.
Jonte says, put it in reverse. Yeah, that's exactly that. Jonte, that's exactly how Oklahoma State was
But
this.
in reverse, they went straight left, dog. Hit
Yeah,
left and hit the gas.
they went off the cliff. That was bad, dog. That was
Woo.
horrible, man.
Hot
But
take. What's your hot take of the year?
I think I think I'm gonna go with Texas here, but I do think this game's gonna be a lot closer than people think, man, because Texas really hasn't looked good, and when you stop they run, it hurts.
Yeah, I mean, yours can make plays, but their offense runs its best, even like the last few years. Their offense is the most potent and best when they can run the ball and it opens up their play action and they can throw the ball downfield. If you limit their running ability, like you're going to force Ewers to make a lot of throws that you don't know if he's going to be able to make or not.
Yeah, see,
I've got
Jonte
Texas,
said
though.
I got Texas too, man. Jonte says they ain't losing that. I don't think so either. That will put the whole
Dude, straight chaos.
that would put the whole SEC in a thing. I'm actually gonna run that scenario on that app too, man, to see what happens if Texas loses. Because if Texas loses and then they got Texas A&M, say they drop 2 games in a row, what you doing with Texas after that?
Hey, I will say though, that's a trap game for Texas. A&M could win that game. I don't know if it's in Austin or if it's in Kyle Field or not, but A&M could beat Texas for sure. Now we're talking about the voodoo house.
Yeah, the voodoo house. We talking about the voodoo house, right? So, all right, man. Look, I hate Auburn, man. I do, man. But with the Iron Bowl coming up, man, this game gonna be a blowout. Texas A&M's gonna whoop their ass.
Marcel Reed's gonna run all over them.
Yeah, Texas A&M's gonna whoop their ass this week, and then the Iron Bowl is gonna be a fucking classic. That's how that shit's gonna
It's
go.
gonna be like Kick Six epic.
Yeah, please don't say that. No, don't say that shit, man. Don't say that shit.
Hey, imagine a way, like the best possible way to pop Cam's bubble. That would be the most optimal way to pop the balloon. Dude, you go through all that adversity. Milrow finally looks really good, and then they drop that one. Imagine if they drop that one and Texas loses to Kentucky. That's straight chaos, bro. That's chaos.
That's chaos, man. That's 07. We've completely come full circle if that shit happens, dog. But Chris is right, man. That's
Hey,
this
you're right though. That's gonna be a hell of a game.
yeah,
No
man.
doubt.
Oklahoma and Missouri was good. That was like the first time in a long time that those two schools have played. So that was pretty good, man. And then Ronnie agrees this is gonna be an ass whooping because ain't nobody thinking about this game because Auburn already sucked. It's a horrible season for Auburn. But their season literally every year, no matter how good or bad they
It
are,
rides on that game.
it comes down to the Iron Bowl. And last year's Iron Bowl was crazy. Crazy. The year before that was crazy. Auburn had like 300 yards rushing, bro. Like, what? 300 yards rushing. And then had the game last year and lost on a 4th and 31.
Yeah, that was ugly.
Ugly, man. Come on, man. Them people was sad. So you can't tell me this game's gonna be close. Ain't nobody worried about this.
Yeah.
Auburn ain't even in the championship picture.
Give me A&M by 30.
Yeah, 30. Yeah, this game is an ass whooping, and then next week's that week after that's gonna be a classic. Mark my words. Okay, Auburn has offensive problems. Yeah,
I
man.
mean,
It don't matter. They gonna be ass whipping. It don't matter how much offensive problems they have.
but when your
Nothing's going.
quarterback is Peyton Thorne, I mean,
When they play Alabama, all of them
he gonna
offensive,
play like AJ McCarron.
all of them offensive issues aren't gonna be there. Just know that they gonna figure that shit out.
They be like,
Just
hey,
for
bro,
that game.
we ain't do it all year, but we gonna put everything together for this one right
Yeah,
here.
man, they gonna be so locked in for that game, bro. I don't know what Auburn's record is right now, but if they were going to a bowl game, they would probably get killed in that too, because it doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is the Iron Bowl, man. So, let's see. Jonte says, going 17. That might be low. I would take the over.
Man, if that would have happened, like I feel like A&M comes out slow, and if we've seen anything from A&M this season, they come out hot. Especially with that dual threat quarterback, man. They can do a lot. They're fast. They can score points. Mike Elko has got A&M looking really good.
Yeah. See, that's why I think they ain't gonna lose that game, man.
But you never know.
All right, speaking of the game.
Oh, man.
I don't know. But we got one more comment, man.
Trent
Chris
Jelfer
says,
either ends up at Prattville or
man, hey, I need him at Hewitt Trustville. That's where I need him at. That's the Alabama high school I really like. I like Hewitt Trustville. So usually that's the one. So we'll see though. I don't know. But he ain't done good at UAB at all. They've been bad. But he's still a Super Bowl winning quarterback, so it don't matter. He's still good. But Army and Notre Dame, I think this might be the last of the college, so we'll take a commercial break after this one. But man, I would love to pick Army in this game, right? I really would. I would love because the story's cool. They right outside the top 12. This loss would ultimately knock Notre Dame out of the playoff picture completely. But I can't pick Arby in this game, man. Riley Leonard's been playing a whole lot better the last few weeks, man. I think it's I think Notre Dame wins this one, man. And I agree with Jonte by like 20. I agree. He picked Notre Dame as well too, but I think Notre Dame by like 20 because if they get to scoring on Army, it's like, were they really gonna be able to come back, bro? Not with that offense. We ain't talking SMU triple option. We're not talking about them, man. Okay.
so.
I
So
gotta go there.
I'll admit Leonard has looked really good, and he started out this last game really efficient. He had like 5 incomplete passes over like 200 yards, 3 touchdowns. But I don't know, man. Like this feels like a trap game. Like Notre Dame always drops another freaking like. It's been a while since they've only had like one loss in a season since Kelly's been like there or whatever. I don't know, man. Something's telling me that Army makes this a game. It all comes down to
not you. I'm sorry, my bad. I got put
it. It all comes down to if Army can slow down Notre Dame, like if Notre Dame doesn't come out hot, and they can contain them and not score those first couple drives, Army could really win this game. And like he likes to say, sometimes I am fully okay with embracing chaos, and I'm gonna embrace chaos, man. I've got Army with the upset.
You got Army with the upset. Okay.
I think,
man.
I don't know, man. Something's telling me Notre Dame's due for another loss they shouldn't lose. Obviously, we've seen the one from Northern Illinois, and they've played really well since. But something's telling me if they can contain Notre Dame early, they don't come out hot, they can get them to kind of come out flat. Army has a chance, and I'm going to take the upset just off of will. And I want to see Notre Dame get kicked out of the playoffs, too. That'd be funny.
Yeah, I kind of do, too. I love Marcus Freeman. You know I love my black coaches, man. But at the same time, dog, they got to join a conference. I'm sick of this shit.
Yeah. I mean, look,
shit.
I'm fully embracing my NCAA vibes, man. If you know what I'm talking about, anytime you jump in Dynasty, you get 2 seasons in and Army is freaking running the table on everybody, winning natties like crazy. I'm embracing that, bro. Yeah, I've got Notre Dame taking the L, bro.
All right. Yeah, we on the same page, man.
I want to see it bad. I want to see it that bad.
We want to see it, but
I want to see it so bad.
I think it, man. I'm sorry, man.
That would do the
Fritz says Arby with the upset, man. I can't pick him, dog. I can't do it. I can't do it.
Hey, you know, me and Chris agreed. I'll take that.
Yeah, man. Man, Dante said do it true. I've been trying to stream on TikTok, but it seems like you have to go live a lot more than we do.
Yeah, normally. More than once a week.
Yeah, we have to. You gotta stream all the time for you to get your stream code, so you could use it just whenever you want to do it. So, yeah, we don't stream.
For us to do that, we'd have to probably do that in the off season. Like when we wouldn't be having you'd probably be able to do stream some college football 25 or something. That would be maybe an idea to be able to do that. But as in doing shows as in doing a show that more than once a week, not necessarily, because there's just a lot that goes into it, and there's just a lot of preparation and stuff. So
yeah, and I think he's talking about if Notre Dame loses, A&M might too. I'm like, I don't know, man. I think A&M gonna run through that game, dog. I think that's over with, man. Auburn already looking. Auburn is game planning for the Bama game.
They're we're more than prepared to take the L. It's okay.
Yeah, we'll take the L in this one as long as we can get that win in 2 weeks. That's what they
that would be insane. I don't even want to imagine what you'd be feeling. That would make my season so much better to see that.
Yeah, man, yo, we want to do that, bro. We want to get onto TikTok and just go live because we got a lot of followers on there. So we try to do that.
The shorts do really good on there. It's it's getting the structure and schedule to be able to do something like that. It'd be really fun though.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Yeah. That's what I was saying. We have a lot of followers on there, but to get that stream code, to just do it when you want to, or to put it into StreamYard, you gotta go live a lot. And
see, you ain't live streaming.
Instagram's the same way. On Instagram, we couldn't even go live this long. It would kick us off after an hour, which is stupid. But whatever, man. I just hate the way that works. But
and you don't live stream games as much as you were doing either. It would have made more sense then. Maybe we'll figure something else. Maybe we'll figure something out once the season's over. Maybe we can put our heads together and do that. That'd be pretty cool.
Hey, Terry Walker with the history lesson. He says it's gonna be like Washington in the Revolutionary War. Hey, bro, you know what?
Hey. That's cool.
Everybody, okay, so this is my dream scenario, right? If Army gets into that group of 5 spot.
Oh my gosh.
That's
chaos.
That's what it is. That's my thing. Let's see. And I think
in Trenton, New Jersey.
He's New Jersey. I want to say that because he said Trenton, New Jersey. So I don't know. If you're from New Jersey, shout out to you because I like New Jersey. I like Trenton, New Jersey, to be honest with you. But then Jonte says if Army win, they got some voodoo. So Texas losing too.
Bro. Let's just go full chaos, bro. Let Texas lose.
West Virginia was 1 win away from being in the BCS National Championship.
So was Missouri. That was going to be the game.
No, look, Mizzou. I knew Mizzou wasn't beating Oklahoma because they didn't beat them in the regular season. So I
It was
knew they
Brad, but
wasn't.
that was when Bradford was there too, though. That team
Yeah,
was
like
good.
I knew it. It just we didn't have enough up front to deal with them dudes, man. So I knew Oklahoma was gonna beat uh Mizzou that year. But I didn't know that West Virginia was just gonna lose to Pitt on a Thursday night game. And Pitt was horrible that season. They was like 5-7 or something like that. They were horrible. No bowl game, no nothing, and they lost 13 to
But
9.
that's a dangerous team, one that ain't got nothing to lose.
Yeah, that was the rivalry game. So you already knew that, man. So let's see. Thursdays and Sundays, NBA and college. Yeah, you know. We do basketball. I'm trying to figure out a different time slot for it. Cause I really just be uploading that shit just to be that. But
Just
we gonna get there.
check out the logo in the top right hand corner. If you go on YouTube and search Villain Sports Media Network, if you want to check out the basketball stuff, he does shows pretty frequently.
Yeah, yeah,
We do
yeah.
we do basketball, we do wrestling, all the other sports shows, and all the people are going to be on there as well.
Yeah, so if you get on the Villain Sports Media Network, we got a whole playlist for the basketball show, man. Give me some feedback on like all my top 10 lists on the position groups. Cause I was just kind of spitballing that. I had put a lot of lists together based off of like other lists that I looked at. I was like, you know what, that might work. Nah, that don't work. So check it out, John Tate, man, for real. Then he was like, Terry was like, that's part of history
I
lesson.
think he
Okay.
was saying like it was in Trenton, New Jersey that happened.
And then he's like, beat Navy. I was like, I agree. We definitely gotta beat Navy. I hate Navy so much, man. But I love it. Same fight, same fight though. But still, football wise, I don't like. Then it says, I need Virginia Tech to make my heart happy. Says
No,
LSU.
they can't, bro. We talk about this all the time, bro. They done broke our hearts this year, partner. Virginia Tech, oh, they then probably broke your heart too, unfortunately. But they have an awesome stadium vibe, though. Dang. I mean, look, dude, I'm telling you, it's destiny. Army's trying to make the playoff, bro. They knock off Notre Dame, they're gonna make the playoff, bro.
Let's see. And,
Yeah, tell them. You can't beat them this year. Maybe next year.
yeah, like, but that's what Navy gonna do, bro. Navy gonna be like just spoiler alert. They gonna fuck it up somehow, man. And then those
Yeah, I mean, college baseball is something I'd like to get back into. Like Cam's kind of helped me get back into Major League Baseball, which I was really into when I was younger. So maybe that could be something we could. Hey, I'm down.
I'm telling you, man. Look, I don't care about no arms safety, man. Give me the 100-mile-an-hour dudes, bro. I like the dudes throwing smoke, man. If you
Give
can't
me
catch
straight
it,
Randy Johnson, bro.
yeah. If I got 5 Randy Johnsons, I'm gonna win.
I want to. I want to kill all the birds.
Yeah, all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It is. We go live on there sometimes though with the games and shit. I'll be doing games and stuff on there, and then I go live like some people do, talking about lists and stuff like top 10 teams or whatever, something like that. I did pretty good on one of them, so I might want to do that again. And he said, "Let's talk about it. Who's your top?" Uh, uh, you gotta elaborate a little bit. I don't remember. I don't know what I'm saying. And then he said,
beat my Air Force Falcons, but all's forgiven if you beat Navy.
yeah, Air
That
Force
makes
is
sense.
Air
That's
Force be
valid.
getting lost out there, man. They be getting lost out there sometimes, man. He said Ronnie said Florida State forfeit all their games. Yeah, yeah.
Dude, they have scored less points than like Kennesaw State. No, is it Kent State or Kennesaw is like the worst team, and they've scored less points than them.
Man, it's all as we get into NFL content next, man. We gonna take a quick commercial break. But let me do this last comment for Roddy, man. Like, get us off stay so dirty for how they did they coach, man.
Oh, so I feel like I know what. Okay, pop it up. Uh,
With
what you mean?
what? What you
I thought you,
mean?
I thought you said something about Kennesaw State.
Yeah, I did. My bad. I didn't mean to
Yeah, they
cut you off.
listed the position on freaking Indeed, bro.
They listed on Indeed.
I swear, you didn't see the short I made about it.
Nah, damn.
I'm
No, they
like,
was just
I was like, damn, like, man, bro, we might as well throw a name in the hat, huh?
that's crazy, bruh.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's the same thing for Matt Campbell and Iowa State. It's not hot no more. Nobody, you gonna have to start small. Yep. See,
Yeah.
so Kennesaw just in trouble, man. But we'll be back after this quick commercial break, man. This is the football frame of mind.
Exclusively on the Villain Sports Media Network.
You dig?
So
let's talk about this, man.
Hey man, I don't care. I'm on this Darnold train. I'm riding with Darnold.
You riding with the
Oh,
Vikings?
I'm riding with the Vikings, man.
Oh man.
I'm
Woo,
riding
oh.
with the Vikings,
Man,
man.
you was talking about taking a bath in the Kool-Aid earlier with the Falcons. Nah, you done definitely got submerged in this Darnold
No,
train.
the Darnold train continues, man. The Darnold train continues, man. As Chris Britt's last comment for our college football segment, man. Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool, man. I like when coaches get a new job and they still finish. I
I like that take. I like that take.
like
They
let's just
allowed
skip
it.
it. I was about to say I'm not talking about them. I ain't gonna put them on the show today. But nonetheless, man, I got when you're a fan, you gotta take the good and the bad. So we'll take the bad too, man. But yeah, Chris, I like when the coaches that leave the school finish out with the team they own, man. You know, typically they leave before the bowl game. But I'm like, man, let's just keep going, you know. And Chris is like, let's skip the Titans too. I don't know if they on the list today. I don't know if they on the list today.
Oh, you
We'll
said the
see.
Darnold train, so they got to be on the list.
Yeah, they on the list. They on the list. They on the list. I'm sorry,
You
Chris.
made the
They on the
list.
list, man. They are on the list, man. The Darnold train continues, man. Sam Darnold with another MVP caliber game, bro. He just solid, man. He's solid, man. He having a good ass season, man. Um, they get the win over the Titans, man. And Darnold continues to be even keel, man. Not too up, not too down, man. And the Vikings keep with it. 8-2.
Hey,
What's up?
we need to address the fact that Will Levis was y'all leading rusher.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry
that's
for cutting you
bad.
off. I felt like that needed to be addressed.
Yeah, that needed to be. It said the Titans don't count. Hey, I would love to say that. It's like
Yeah, he
NWI.
did. He did have a good game.
Yeah, he
Caught
had
over
a
100
good game,
yards.
but shit, that don't matter when Will Levis is your quarterback, bro. Like, no, all that money for Tony Pollard, man, and he ain't doing it. Cowboys could sure use him though.
You're right.
but nonetheless, man, Sam Darnold and the Vikings get to win another good game from Aaron Jones, who's sure he still got it, man. He still got it. So Justin Jefferson continues to be really good. LSU receivers are having a pretty good ass season, bro. Like they nice, man. Chase with 10 touchdowns already, almost 1,000 yards. Excuse me, not sure how much Justin Jefferson has, but I'm pretty sure he's close
Freaking
to a
Thomas and
thousand.
Neighbors too, bro. They cooking.
Yeah, Neighbors is good. Like Odell, like showing some crazy comeback stuff. Like he's look like he's still good. Like LSU got the receivers, man. Bama on the other hand, man, we hurt, man. We hurt, man. Judy ain't did shit all season. Let's see. Henry Ruggs is in jail right now. Let's
Julio
see.
Jones is pretty much out the door.
Yeah, Julio Jones is showing up at the Bama games, so that's over with. Let's see. Amari Cooper's been okay. Who else, man? I'm trying to think.
Calvin Ridley ain't doing nothing.
Yeah, Calvin really ain't doing nothing. Who else, man? Who else was doing some shit, man?
Jalen Waddle ain't doing nothing.
Yeah, but see, that's not his fault,
That's
man.
not no. It's from the
Yeah,
quarterback
Tua just
perspective.
came back, so that's not really his fault, man. But yeah, we ain't got the receivers, bro. We ain't got the receivers. Y'all got that. Y'all got that right now. Y'all can have that. Uh, but nah, man, this game pretty much speaks for itself, man. Titans is tanking right now. Don't know how they're gonna do it, but we'll see, man. Let's see. Chris says, it's still, I don't think it would have mattered, Chris. I'm sorry, man. I think y'all would have lost. I think y'all would have lost regardless, man. Even if he would have had that touchdown. Like, nah, man. Let's see. I believe
Hey,
Aaron Jones still he still had enough to affect the game, bro. I still say if you got 30 yards or more in a game running from somebody, it
and
affects.
depending on which yards per carry is, I mean, his yards per carry wasn't that good, but I mean, at least as a committee, they were able
Like
to put
that's
more yards
closer.
together.
That's closer to 3 than Levis.
Well, his name shouldn't even be at the top.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I'd say 30 to the thing. That's cool, man. That's cool. And then Jonte says Miro to the Saints. I wouldn't be mad at that. I wouldn't be mad at that. I would be mad, man.
I think
But he
Spencer
can't.
Rattler has something to say
But
about
see,
that.
he can't go. He can't go to the Saints, man. They got good food down there, man. He an athlete. He'll eat all the food.
He
He'll
gonna, he
end up.
gonna come out like he gonna come out like Zion.
Yeah, he gonna end up like Zion, bro. Like,
Too
bro,
tubby, bro.
no, man. We don't need to go there. He need to go somewhere that's obscure. Like, he need to go somewhere ain't got no food or nothing, man. Real, man. Let's see. Draft. Yeah,
That's a
yeah,
funny take.
yeah. They would, man. They would. Shit. Motherfuckers should just do like the 76ers did for that 5-year stretch. They lost all them games
Oh my
and
gosh,
got
bro,
all
that
them
was so
picks and shit.
mind-numbingly bad. That was so bad. I don't know what was worse. That scenario was more depressing, or seeing what freaking Brooklyn did. They freaking traded all them draft picks.
Well,
That was
Paul Pierce,
Kevin
KG,
Garnett and Darren. Well, who? Yeah, it was
and
KG. Yeah, it was somebody else.
I was like, bro, y'all suck. Why would
But
y'all
how many
do
years
that?
was that? That was like 3 or 4 first-round picks. I'm like, dog, y'all like 5 years too late, bro. What's going on? Like,
And what's crazy is it's not a basketball show, but what's crazy is the NBA got this thing called the stipend rule, right? So you can't trade consecutive picks, first round picks 2 years in a row. So those picks was for that year, 2 years after that, and then 2 years after that. So technically, this is like a 6-year window that y'all just really fucked up. So Paul Pierce, KG, and Darren Wills, bro. Y'all wasn't beating the Heat, so they need to cut that shit out. That shit was over with, man. But nonetheless, man, let's see. We got some more Saints all of a sudden. Remember how
Man,
to
but
win.
that's really all they needed. I feel like Allen was holding them back. He was a defensive guy. They needed identity on offense. They had talent. I mean,
And
now it
then
feels like and they're utilizing Taysom and all kinds of stuff. That would be crazy. Cam Ward
I
to Miami.
agree. I agree. I like that. I like that. But I don't know, man.
I don't know if it's gonna happen.
They just signed Tua, man, to that big deal. So
I can see Cam Ward might be going to. I can see Vegas trying to get in on that sweepstakes.
fuck yeah, man. Look, the Raiders are good, bro. All
If they
they
get
need is a
Cam Ward, that's
quarterback.
over with.
They just need a quarterback. That's all. They got a good team. They got weapons on the inside. They got weapons on the outside. They got a good defense, man. All they need is a quarterback, man. Now I ain't gonna say they can beat the Chiefs, but I know they can beat the damn Broncos.
They can make the playoffs.
Yeah, I agree. And Jonte, yes, full of gumbo and
Straight
big
up,
eggs.
bro. Like put on 40 pounds real quick.
Yeah.
Who's the Chargers? Chargers are damn, they are whooping Cincinnati. I made the switch. I had Stroud starting. I started Herbert, and it's looking like that was a wise decision on my part.
Yeah, it was. He said he could use Tua as a blocking tight end.
But you gonna give him the Tebow treatment?
That man would not be playing at all. Shit, he be trying to block anyway. That's why he be getting fucked up out here.
You see
bro.
what happened that last time he went to the freaking
Yeah.
sideline burrowing. Man, it's Cincinnati, man. Like they're a good team. They're just playing like freaking butt, man. Like, did Higgins even come back for that game? They were talking about he was gonna come back.
Shit, man, Burrow been playing good, man.
He has. Yeah, Higgins is playing. He's got 4 catches for
He said
57
the
yards.
Wildcat formation. We're not putting Tua in the Wildcat formation.
This
bro.
is not Ronnie Brown and them dudes.
Nah,
bro.
we ain't put Tua. We ain't putting Tua in the damn
They gonna knock his
Wildcat.
block off, bro.
And then my poor Bengals.
But
you know what's crazy about that whole thing is that Cincinnati Joe Burrow having like a career year, bro. Like he clouded.
They were talking about, I think I made a short about it. They're pretty much saying that he's kind of like this generation's Drew Brees in the sense that he's killing it. Like made it to a Super Bowl and he's killing it, and they're just not helping him out defensively. Like Trey Hendrickson's having a really good year, but defensively they can't freaking. They're horrible. They should have traded
like an Egyptian tonight.
They should have traded Higgins while the iron was hot and should have got capital back for him because obviously Chase is your number one. I would have traded Higgins and got stuff back for him. I love Higgins, but you knew you wasn't gonna be able to pay both of those guys number one money.
Yeah, that's my whole thing. I'm like, shit, man. Somebody getting paid, and it ain't Higgins. Let's just say that. Nah, but the Packers, man, get this win here, man. Tough game, man. Close. Love showed his tail a little bit. And then you got the Bears on the other side, man. Another pedestrian performance from Caleb Williams, man.
He is looking rough, dog. Like it's looking rough right now for him. They started out really hot, but man, he's having some growing pains.
Yeah, he said Tua looked like Bernard Hopkins taking all them hits. Hey, leave Tua alone, man. He having a tough time, man. But then they say can trade Wakefield. Nah, man.
Boy, you know how many draft picks you have to give up? That's like 3 first-round picks, bro. Cincinnati is not giving him up for anything besides the whole bank.
Yeah. Like that's the part of the team, Chris, I didn't really pay attention to. I didn't pay attention to their offensive line because I was thinking about the weapons, DJ Moore, Swift, and all of them. The defense was pretty good too. But I ain't pay attention to the offensive line. I would really admit that. And
they didn't address that. They should
They
have addressed
asked.
it. Like, Odunze is good and all, but they should have spent that on the offensive lineman. They had so many good offensive linemen in that class. You should have definitely scooped one of those guys up in the first round.
I agree. I agree. But nonetheless, man, it's a good win for the Packers, man. The Bears continue to struggle. But they playing good at home, though. All their wins have been at home so far. So good game, man. All right, let's talk about your Saints, man. What y'all on, man? Y'all like Jameis and his crab legs?
This is a prime example of utilizing the talent you have. Like, this is the Saints offense when they can really get it done. You're utilizing the pass game, but you're utilizing Hill in the sense that, dude, that's like a battering ram, bro. They throw him in motion, they're handing him pitching him the ball. Like, that's a hard guy to bring down. And that really helps open their
Oh shit.
offense up to where they can throw too. Because they weren't able to really run the ball the greatest. The pass game was limited. But now it seems like they're playing with a lot of urgency and a lot more confidence. Clint Kubiak is able to kind of cook a little bit, and they're finally starting to put things together. It really helps that they got Hill back from injury. I mean, they can try to finish the season a bit more optimistic going into the future. I mean, they don't know who the head coach is going to be, but interim coach, was it Rizzi? I mean, he's got them playing really good, and it's a good win.
And the NFC South is actually wide open with the Falcons losing today.
Yeah.
So still a possibility. I meant to show this, man. 500 views on Villains, man. Streaming on there. So shout out to everybody that watched, man. That's
Thank you.
watching. Let's see. We got some more, man. Jonte
Taysom.
Paisel, yeah.
It's a bad
Yeah.
white boy, bro.
Yeah, he is, man. I liked him at BYU. I think that's where he went. I liked
Yeah.
him there. So he was good too. I was like, man, he gonna have to play something else. He kind of tough.
Dude,
he need to
dude puts
play
his head
something
back,
else.
bro. Dude plays.
You don't need to play quarterback. That's the least of his position. So, all right. So the Colts get the win here over the Jets. The Jets continue to spiral, and Aaron Rodgers needs to be calling a retirement home and setting up his arrangements after this season, because he is looking washed as hell, man. Okay, we both said covered into last season that man, Aaron Rodgers on the Jets that would take them to the next level, right? Because they already had a good defense, right? I'm thinking, all right, man. We both was like, yeah, cool, right? Didn't last two plays. That was over with. It's back to Zach Wilson. And actually, they had an okay season compared to what the last season was. They was like 7-10 or some shit like that. But now you got a healthy Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams, and it don't even matter.
Well, this isn't 2015 anymore. I mean, the
Yeah, it
times have
don't even
obviously
matter,
changed.
bro. This is ass, man. They so bad. But I told you it was gonna be a mutiny, man. It's gonna
We
be a
agreed.
mutiny.
We both agreed. I think all
Because
three of us freaking had agreed on that.
you looking at the Jets right now,
They're
it's
cooked.
like, yo, what
They're
is
cooked.
going on? Like
They cooked.
there's the defense, like it was a rumor coming out here, like um that I guess the interim head coach played a clip of the game and it was like the defense missed 20 tackles or something, right? And a lot of the defensive leaders on the team was like, yo, I don't like this. It's not our fault we suck. It's their fault that we suck. Boom. Mutiny. Nobody's happy about Aaron Rodgers being there. Let's
But
just
I speculated that, like, when we talked about that in the beginning of the show, like over a year ago, I feel like you were a bit more optimistic about them getting Rodgers. Like, we both thought it would be a good move. But I gotta at least say, I feel like I was a little bit more on the fence, feeling that like there's obviously some confrontational things going on in Green Bay. Him and LaFleur were clashing because obviously Rodgers wants things his way. He gets a fresh change of scenery, and now you fast forward a year, 2 years, whatever, and the head coach is gone, and everybody knows that it's not just from the organizational point of view that he had a say-so in this. Like, it's a problem. And now the Jets are in a bad spot because they're going to be sitting on a bunch of expiring deals. They're not going to be able to re-sign it, everybody. and they're not going to be able to trade away and get value back for them. So it feels like they're going to be back in the spot they were in 5 or more years ago, where you're back down in the dumps, unfortunately.
Yeah, man. Jonte says he is football for Taysom Hill. Yeah, he is, man. And then we got Terry, man, here says USC is cursed from the quarterbacks, man.
I mean, look at Sam Darnold, though. He's finally figured it out.
The Darnold train, I don't agree with it, man. But Carson Palmer was definitely the best one out of all of the quarterbacks that came out.
We're not going to talk about Mr. Butt Fumble.
Yeah, we can't talk about the butt fumble. We can't even talk about John David Booty. We can't talk about him either, bro. Well, Matt Barkley, where the is he, man? Come on, bro.
The guy who wanted to charge Cam Newton $1 million for his jersey number.
Exactly. Like nah, man, that wasn't Matt Barkley. That was Jimmy Clausen.
Yeah, same difference. They were both trash.
Yeah, they both was ass, but yeah. Yeah, man. But Jimmy Clausen was actually a highly recruited dude, man.
He was, but it's another scenario. Like
he was bad. He just
wasn't good, man. He benefited from the talent around him. Calm down. It was the Browns, Mr. Dude, I mean, that's still a win. Like, that's way better than what they were playing, like, early on.
And Terry, man, Winston ain't have a bad game either. He wasn't terrible. He wasn't terrible in that game, man. Let's see. We got the Jets beat. I'm sick to my stomach. Yeah, but Chris, you gonna be sick for a little bit,
got
man.
Beat by Mr. Discount Double Check.
Yeah, discount double check, man. Terry says that the Jets will have to address the O-line. Yes.
Yeah, because they're gonna lose. They're not gonna be able to re-sign all those guys. You're gonna have to start back from square one.
I thought them losing Beckham to the Eagles was a bad move too. Beckham, yeah, big dude, big offensive line.
Yeah, it was Beckwith or something like that.
Yeah, losing him to the Eagles was bad.
You talking about hitting free agency heavy? They got a lot of money tied into Aaron Rodgers, bro. The salary cap's gonna be strapped. Like, you're not gonna be able to retain most of those guys. And I'm sorry, New York, as in like Jersey for the Jets, is not a desirable place to be right now.
And Terry brought up a good one we forgot about. Matt Castle, bro.
Hey, bro, he brought us to the playoffs, bro. Okay,
he was good too.
He brought us to the playoffs. And Matt Castle was nice. I remember when he went to Kansas City, and then they got Alex Smith after, and obviously they got Mahomes after. So it was kind of cool to see that.
Yeah, Mike Evans might be back. So that's a good one. That's a good one. Having Mike Evans is a big difference, bro. Let's see. Right. But the Colts get the win here, man. I was really cool to see Anthony Richardson come back after being benched, man, and really play with his hair on fire, man. So that was really cool to see, man. So I'm glad they won this game because fuck Aaron Rodgers. That's why.
Facts.
Don't do that to that coach, man. Damn,
go into retirement, Mr. Prima Donna.
All right, so let's get into the sad portion of the.
He told you to skip it, bro.
Yeah, I can't do it.
Reese told you to skip it.
Oh, come on, Chris. What does he quit again? Stop it. Leave him alone, man. Leave him alone, man. Leave him alone. All right. He paid the piper, bro. He paid the piper. He got suspended. He got benched. He cool. He learned his lesson. They drafted that dude 4th overall. He wasn't gonna be benched that long. Just had to prove a point. You know, it's like your kid, man. You know, you take his game for a week, he get the message, typically. And then Terry says Mike is a parlay killer. He definitely is. He definitely is. And then he says, Jonte says he got a truck stick. That dude is tough, man.
He's big. Tough. That's a big body. He's tall as hell. He's big. Yeah. He's solid.
And then he says the scary Steelers are scary. Yes, they are, man. So, all right.
Well, Mr. High Knees himself.
All right. So, look, man. Steelers get the win here. They look good. I don't know, man. I don't know. It looked like we struggled running the football a little bit.
They held him under 100 yards.
Yeah,
He didn't
hell
even
yeah,
hit. He didn't even get
100
to 80,
yards, man.
65 yards.
So, all right, man. So I'm not really upset at this loss, man. I'm not because the Steelers and Ravens is a tough game, right? Um, but I'm mad that we even let it be that close to begin with. That's what I'm really mad about, you know. But Steelers get the win here, man. Lamar Jackson was pissed. He's definitely pissed after this game, but Steelers definitely look scary though. They definitely look scary, but I kind of wanna taper those feelings a little bit, um, because I gotta see what Russell Westbrook. Yeah, Russell Westbrook. That's basketball. Russell Wilson, I gotta see what he does as the season goes on. But so far, man, like Justin Fields was playing so good. I don't know why they changed quarterbacks, but I guess it worked because the Steelers been winning ever since then. So I don't know, man. And Chris says the Chiefs is
No,
number one, bro. Chiefs are
nah.
number one, even though they lost today, which we'll get into that. But
Very happy, by the way.
yeah, me too, man. And it give me '06 vibes. Nah, I ain't gonna say that.
Nah. That
I ain't gonna say
06
that because
defense was
oh
better than
06,
this defense.
oh 06, man, that defense was stupid, bro.
That defense is way better than this defense.
Yeah, that defense was
James
stupid.
Ferrier, freaking Joey Porter, Casey Hampton,
Yeah, Brad Kaiser,
Troy.
bro. Like, come on, man. Like, nasty work, man. And they are flashy, ugly. Like, yeah, in the
Hey,
NFL, ugly wins is wins, bro. So it don't really count, as far as style points, man. But I mean, I ain't mad about it, man. I just think, man, this is a game you gotta keep your pedal down on a team like this. But the funny thing about this game that gets lost in everything that people don't want to talk about is the fact that the Ravens scored on like the last play of the game or something, but they had to go for two because they was up by 8, right? And when you do that, anything can happen. You only got one play, right? So but the Ravens still got a good team, man. I just think I don't know if we're gonna win it. I don't think we're gonna get to the Super Bowl this year, man, because our defense got too many holes, man. We got too many holes in the secondary, which is really what be getting us beat all the time. We get beat by like quarterbacks that we shouldn't be getting beat by, bro. Like dudes throwing for 300 yards on us, man. Like, come on. We just went through this with the Bengals, bro. Like we literally had to fight for our life 2 times against the Bengals this year. So yeah. Yeah, man. Lamar Jackson overrated. No, Girth Brooks, he is not.
ain't seen him in a while.
Yeah, man, it's the Lamar factor, bro. Everybody comes out of hiding. And then the Ravens are trying to restructure who?
They're not going to
Restructure
restructure
what?
Lamar. I mean, he just got paid.
No,
He's not restructuring.
no, it's time. It's time. The only thing it's time to do, Chris, is restructure the defense. We need some nasty on there. We ain't got no nasty.
Y'all shouldn't have
I
let Queen walk.
I
Y'all definitely shouldn't have
love.
let him walk.
Yeah, man, I would have paid Patrick Queen that 16 million a year, bro. I would have paid him because it seems like that was important. That was important,
Yes,
man.
very much so.
Yeah, man. He says the Bengals are driving again in
I
third
mean,
quarter.
dude, they can score points, bro. I
No,
would not be surprised if
yeah,
they find a way to come back. It's Joe
yeah.
Shiesty, bro.
They can score points, man. Like I said, Burrow's having a crazy year. Crazy year, man. Crazy year, man.
Imagine if their defense was as good as like when they went to the Super Bowl with Jesse Bates and all them, and him playing like that. Oh my gosh, they'd be running through the freaking AFC like it's nobody's business right now.
Okay, so here's Girth Brooks with something I partially agree with.
Need to fire Hallway Killer.
I don't agree with he can't win the big game because he got the hardware already. The first part I actually agree with because we're in that weird space that we were where Brian Billick was there. Remember him?
Yeah, like you had already won, but you just like you could never get back after that. It's like y'all just couldn't put
Yeah.
everything back together. Yeah, and Brian
Teams
Billick was a
aren't
good coach.
bad. The teams aren't bad. So we can't fire you because you're bad.
You just can't get where
But
we need to be.
we're not finishing. We're not beating Pittsburgh. We're not beating the Colts, right? We're not doing that. So I actually agree with that. I think it's time for a change in the voice a little bit.
Oh, especially if they make playoffs and they get knocked out like right away. Like that's definitely a conversation that's probably going to be had. I'm not saying they're gonna fire him, but I could definitely see that being a possibility. He's a really good coach, but I don't think you let him go unless you know like you're going to be able to get a guy who can step right in and fix it.
Now he's hating. Now you're hating. That actually might be a good pick, Terry.
Ooh, that would be nasty. Oh my gosh. That'd be so much.
That'd be a good pick. They need a running back.
Oh my gosh. That would be stellar for them. Because they've got an offensive line. They've got talent at receiver. Like, oh my gosh.
It's like we're not using Zay Flowers, but he got almost 1,000 yards this season. Come on, Girth Brooks.
Man, let's talk about how Bo Nix is in the running for Rookie of the Year, bro.
Yeah, man. This was an ass.
Bo Nix is playing like Drew Brees right now, efficiently passing, getting the ball in the end zone. Like Sean Payton's got his guy.
This guy. All right, so we gonna look at this comment from Chris, right? Okay, so you said we want to.
That's a Titans fan comment right there.
This sounds like a little bit of hate, like a little bit of hate, dog.
Yeah, you invest in another year.
Yeah, you're a little mad that he ain't there helping y'all, man. But did you really want Derrick Henry to be on your team and y'all 3-8, 2-8 right now, bro? Like, come on, man. Like, you don't need that. You know, and then Girth Brooks is trolling. No.
Cam, I gotta ask you, what happened to Magic City Kirk, bro? Like, did he not go last week or something? Like, what happened?
Yeah, wasn't this a road game?
Yes, this is in my. I told you, I think I picked Denver to win this game last week, actually.
Yeah, like, you can't bring Magic City with you, so
it's got to be. So it's only an at-home thing.
Yeah, it's an at-home thing.
It doesn't travel with you on the road.
Yeah, you can't bring Magic City with you. You
not all the way to Denver for sure.
Yeah.
That dude said you can't bring it with you.
This is funny.
Not seeing to let it burn by Usher.
Yeah, he a little hurt right now. Oh, I don't want to invest in it. I'm like, bro, come on, man. We ain't had a Derrick Henry since Lamar been there, bro. So I'll take Derrick Henry backside of his career, rookie season. I'll take it. That's an upgrade.
Look at Kirk ended up with some blue stuff from Man, but we don't need to be talking about Cousins. Let's talk about freaking Nix efficiently spreading the ball around. Look at all the different receivers he completed the ball to. Little to no incompletions and 4 freaking touchdowns, man. That's impressive. Like, Sean Payton's got the guy he wants to run his offense, and they look really good.
Man. It seems like Auburn just stupid. They tried to make him into they tried to make him into Lenore Sellers or something, bro. Try to have him running and shit. Like, no, bro.
He's like, I ain't built for all of this.
Like, bro, that's why I'm going to Oregon. I could actually throw the ball. Y'all know this, right? Stupid, man. That's why I hate Auburn so much. They're just stupid. And then they beat us sometimes and make us look stupid. Like, I can't stand that shit, man. That Terry says about us.
Said it. They coming back, bro. Burrow wants to win, man. He wants to win bad.
He do, man. He got a taste of the Super Bowl, bro. He want that back, man.
in a game
Can't
that they
Payton
could have
turn
won
him
in.
into Drew Brees. He already doing it, bro.
He got and I made the comparison when we were doing draft stuff before we leave on the last network. Bo Nix has got a lot of those same qualities. Like, he's a very efficient passer, accurate, and Sean Payton got who he wanted. He didn't trade for Russell Wilson. He got the guy that he wanted to run his offense the way he wants it done.
I agree, man. I mean, he don't want to. They can't run right now. They got to pass.
Them not keeping Mixon hurt them bad.
Yeah, it did. It did. It
them
hurt
getting
them
another
bad.
prolific guy to take some of the weight off of Burrow would really help them.
But Mixon was after that damn bag, man.
Yeah.
And you can't pay everybody. You just pay Burrow, and you got to pay Chase, man. So he got to get the bag, dog. You know. And then let's see. Detroit, Cleveland,
and Cincy all Bosser.
I think that's trash in Spanish. I think that's trash in Spanish. Yeah, I wouldn't say all of that. Cleveland and Cincinnati, yes, but definitely not Detroit. They one of the best teams in the league, bro. I ain't even put that game on here because that shit was out of fucking.
That was out of pocket, bro.
That was a blowout, bro.
Let's
see. Chris said before we get into this last part, man.
Yeah, I mean, look at it like this. Like, Peyton, like, even when he was in New Orleans, you seen who he had a chance to get and he lost out. He wanted Patrick Mahomes, couldn't get him. Now he gets a first start. He wants his guy to move forward with, and he got a really good option, man.
Then he says Nixon helps though. Yeah, man. Yeah, he helped a lot, man. Like he was good. He was good, man. But like I said, I think he wanted that bag. And the Houston Texans, they needed somebody like him anyway. So he knew he was gonna get the touches, man. And I don't know. Sometimes it's just about fit, man. He fit there, but you can tell he was kind of the secondary option, which he is in Houston. He is still a secondary option, but they pass the ball way more than they run it. Way more.
Yeah.
He's just damn good at catching the ball out of the backfield, so it really got underutilized in my opinion. But with Houston, they gonna run the ball because that's how they do it, man. But let's get into some predictions, man. For next week, man. Darnold train continues, bro. The Darnold train continues. The Vikings go 9-2 with a victory against the Bears, man. Don't play with Darnold.
Chicago is going through some struggles right now. It's gonna take a few years for them to get where they need to be. I think Minnesota's playing really good, although it is in Chicago. I've got the Vikings beating the Bears, and I've got them beating them convincingly by at least 2 touchdowns.
Let's see. Who needs the fat dude D-line from Southern who got the ball and couldn't be tackled? Hey, bro.
Refrigerator Perry was the dude, bro.
Yeah, Refrigerator Perry was nice, man. I still think he shouldn't have scored at the Super Bowl because Walter Payton really wanted to score. But at the same time, that shit was tight.
Super Bowl shuffle.
Yeah, bro. Come on, man. Refrigerator Perry is fucking awesome, man. That's one of the best football nicknames ever, bro. Come on, man. And he was good, too. It wasn't like he was just funny. Like, he was really good on that Bears defense, man. Let's see, man. See the Bears with the upset. No, we don't speak
that ain't happening, bro. That's the only take you've made today that I'm not like, wow. Like, nah, Minnesota's playing really good, man.
Yeah, man. I'm still waiting on them white jerseys, though. Them all white Christmas jerseys.
I think they wore them already.
They did? When?
I think they did, like, recently, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, Chris, the Vikings defense is actually pretty good, man.
Now, that's the thing that we thought was going to be their Achilles heel.
Yeah, I thought so, too. I thought it was going to be bad for them, man. But Flores seems to be having them going pretty good. Now, as far as Flores getting a head coaching job again, I don't think so because he sued the NFL. Yeah, so I'm surprised.
It ain't happening right now.
I'm surprised he even got a coaching job for real. Considering this guy right here, man, he said you can't spell you suck without two USC quarterbacks. But Darnold's good though.
Yeah, he's actually
Darnold's
a
good.
any other year I'd say okay, like you have a really good point, but this year he's gonna get paid, bro. He's gonna
Yeah,
get paid.
somebody gonna bite the bait off this one hit wonder. Somebody gonna bite the bait, but that's okay because I'm all for it, man. He been through a lot in his career, man. Let's see, help the Chargers slap AJ Brown. You mean the Rams? The Rams slap AJ Brown, bro. Why? He did say that. He did say the Rams after that. But why is so much hate for everybody that leaves the Titans though? Like, why, Chris? You can't be that mad.
Then you want somebody to mug Jeff Fisher too, or what?
Yeah, you gonna slap Jeff Fisher too?
What about Kevin Dyson or Derek
Yeah,
Mason?
man. About Steve McNair, you can't slap him. He got you to a
What
Super
about
Bowl.
Eddie George? Like, what's going on?
You definitely ain't gonna slap him because he's coaching at East Tennessee State or
He made the
something like
cover of
that.
Madden. What you gonna do?
Yeah, he did before I played, but that's okay. We know this. We know how the story's gonna go,
Hey,
Terry.
put some
We
respect on
do.
Fitz Magic, bro.
We know how the story's gonna go, Terry. We do. But that's okay. We still like the story.
Yeah,
Like,
who doesn't want to see the Vikings be good when we thought they were gonna be trash?
bro, we hate the story of King Kong because he dies and falls off the building. But damn it, he kills a bunch of airplanes on the way down. It's still a good story. It still is. Let's see, man. Let's see.
Damn,
Let's
brother.
see. Terry says the Eagles win big here, man. I think so too, man.
I don't.
Eagles on the roll, man.
I don't think win big. I think they win this game, but I don't think they win big. I'm not gonna pick against the Rams like we were picking against the Rams last year. And they ended up making the playoffs. I mean, Stafford just now is coming off a 4-touchdown game, and the Nakua and Cup are coming over 100 yards each. I think the Eagles are playing really good, and they have a lot of talent, but I don't think this is a cakewalk.
I think they got some. I think they got some good defense. The Eagles defense is playing to their potential now. I think they blow this game out, man. This gets ugly late, man. I
I got
got
the
the
Eagles
Eagles,
too, though.
man. Let's see, man. Chris is still mad about AJ Brown leaving. Like, all right, man. I get it. He left, man. He left. He wanted to get paid too.
You say you
And
like Kevin Dyson, though. Kevin Dyson was nice.
yeah, Kevin Dyson was nice, man. He
How you
was.
feel about Delaney Walker? Because Delaney Walker was nice too.
Yeah, Delaney was nice. He was nice. He turned out to be really damn good.
I think of guys like I think of him. I think of guys like freaking who's do we always freaking talk about? Another
Oh
guy
man,
who
who was the wispy ass tight end that played with the Titans, man? Oh, he was a white dude, but he was tall, lanky, and hella good, man. Drew Bennett, there we go. That was my guy. I liked
But
him
I
a
think
lot.
of when I think of Delaney Walker, I think of Vernon Davis, just a really athletic, really like
Oh
strong,
no, you
great pass
didn't.
catcher.
Oh no, you didn't. Don't you compare Daniel? Don't you
So
compare
you don't think
the
Delaney Walker was really
Don't
good?
you compare Delaney Walker to Vernon Davis? That is
Okay, let me clarify.
disrespectful.
Let me clarify this. Similar, not better.
No, that's not similar.
What you mean?
No,
Delaney Walker was nice. Oh my god.
bro, Delaney Walker,
Don't say he was ass, bro.
To me was more like Antonio Gates, in my opinion.
Yeah, but I'm saying both athletic guys who can go
No,
together.
there is no athleticism. No.
Antonio, so how you comparing Antonio Gates? Antonio Gates was hella athletic.
Yeah, but not like Vernon Davis.
I'm not saying. Oh man. Oh
No,
man. Oh man.
no,
Oh
no.
man.
We are
Okay,
not doing
we
that.
need to change this conversation. It's turning into a Titans conversation.
Yeah, man, no, we ain't finna have no Vernon Davis slander on this show,
That's
man.
not slander.
We not having no slander, man. Hold up, let me see, man. Let's see. We got the Eagles winning though. Let's see. We got Let's see. It matters how you leave. Not necessarily. If y'all sucked, I would leave too. Like I'll be mad too, man. Let's see. Starting to serve. Uh,
Mio
shit,
Gino.
Levis finna leave anyway, whether he like it or not. And then it said Godzilla. Yeah, bruh. Godzilla was unfair in that movie, dog. That wasn't fair, man. Let's see. Walker was good, man. But he was good in Tennessee. Then rest in peace to Frank Wycheck, man. He was the reason that the Titans went to the Super Bowl that year because they don't win that wild card game. They don't get there. And Wycheck threw that lateral to Kevin Dyson, so they won that shit. And then Vegas has Barkley uh, for a reverse hurdle. That shit was tight. That shit was tight, bro. I don't know how you did that shit, man. Like, nah, we ain't talking about Whitecheck, man. Whitecheck was good though, but he wasn't on no Vernon Davis or Delaney Walker level, especially when we talking downfield threat. You know. And then he says they would draft a tight end that comes in and take his job. They bet every time. Well, Delaney Walker was that dude though. He was good, man. Let's
What's the
see,
next?
Chris be sneaky like that. And then Terry says is the last one. He says the Chargers just fumbled, so they choking now. Basically, what Jim Harbaugh teams be doing a lot of times. Without Connor Stallions, of course. All right, man. So look, the Seahawks got a thrilling victory against the 49ers, who just seem to be just shit in the bed lately. And then the Cardinals are really good as well, man. Uh, really good, man. So the NFC West is up for grabs this year, man. And the Cardinals look good, so this gonna be a fun game, man. So I'm going with the Seahawks, man. I like what Geno Smith is doing, man. He's not like as good as he was 2 years ago, but you can tell he can still play quarterback pretty well. So I'm going with the Seahawks shit, man. And Terry is too. And
Man,
then
give me Arizona, man. They're playing with confidence. Give me the Cardinals, man.
and he says Frank Wycheck is a Hall of Famer. I could see
What?
it. I could see it a little bit. He got a case, but Vernon Davis, nah, bro. Vernon Davis was so damn good and underutilized with the 49ers. Like, come on, man. The boy had a 42-inch vertical, ran a 4.2, and then he benched like 25 on a 225, bro. So come on, man. He had it all. And he was on a team that didn't pass the ball to him. So imagine him if he got to play with Drew Brees in the
Oh
Saints.
my gosh, that would have been
Oh my
nasty.
God, is right.
He would have
Look
did
at the
even better than Jimmy
quarterbacks he
Graham,
had
bro.
to play with, man. Look at the quarterbacks he had to play with. He played with Alex Smith, who was a late bloomer in terms of how his career went. He had to play with
Kaepernick.
Kaepernick, which actually wasn't that damn bad because he had his best years with Kaepernick damn near. So like, so nah, we ain't gonna do that. No Vernon Davis slander on here, man. If Vernon Davis watches this, you got a friend and a fan in me, man. I
Yeah,
know
I
how
love
the
Vernon.
hell,
Vernon's probably one of my favorite tight ends ever.
man.
So
I
that
know
makes two
how
of
the
us.
hell they used you, and I wouldn't have did that shit. I played Madden for years. I ain't never used you as no damn lead blocker. That's for damn sure. Motherfucker, go routes, post routes in the seam, man. Drags across the middle. Come on, man. Stop it, man. I ain't never. No. And then he says the Chargers fumble, man. And then he says he got the Seahawks by 10. And Joe Burrow just carving up their defense, bro. It's like they trying to
They're on
they
their own
killing
30.
them.
They're doing good.
I did too. All right, Terry, this is a good one, man. I think this is who you got in this game. Seahawks.
I picked Arizona.
Arizona. Okay. All right, because I think that's it. All right.
Yeah, he was nice until he freaking went and did stupid stuff.
Yeah, man. Look. All right. So if we can finish our show on these last few comments, man. But See, Kellen Winslow is what Vernon Davis was, right? If he would have been picked higher, right? I think he and Vernon was supposed to revolutionize the tight end position because they both were ultra fast, ultra athletic, man, and they had really good hands and they were strong enough to block as well, man. I feel like the they were what the revolution was before we got to Gronk, Aaron Hernandez, big dude for y'all, uh,
Jimmy
goddamn,
Graham.
Jimmy Graham. That's it. That was supposed to be the next wave. We were supposed to go from Shannon Sharp to these other guys, Antonio Gates, Kellen Winslow Jr., Vernon Davis. All of those guys were supposed to be the revolution, right? And then it kind of got halted because obviously Vernon Davis went to a horrible situation and we didn't get a chance to use him. And Kellen Winslow had the bike incident. He didn't play for a couple years. Then he was in Cleveland being horrible because they was horrible. And that's it, you know. So it never really got to that point. And then we got to the next wave, right? The Aaron Hernandez, Groks, all these other guys. And now you see the Kittles, the Kelseys, all these guys, you know, being really good, man. So but yeah, man. So let's see. I mean, I like Kellen
Hey,
Winslow.
Kellen Winslow Senior was
Yeah,
nice. Oh
yeah.
my gosh, he was nice.
Yeah, we know what you meant, Chris.
Yeah,
We know you
we
weren't
all
talking.
is. We know all that.
We know you wasn't talking about Junior because he didn't do shit. He didn't do shit at all, bro. The highest pick tight end that didn't do absolutely shit in the NFL, bro. And then do some nasty ass shit like he did, man. That's horrible, man. You got all the money in the world and you do shit like that,
Look at
bro.
Darren Sharper.
You got all the money in the world and you do shit like that too? Like, bro, wildin', man. Look, all right, we won't go into details, but look, when you when you get a global plea because you got four cases going on at the same time, that's fucked up, man. That's some sick shit, man. You look, you look like I think Darren Sharper has had a Hall of Fame career. Am I right or wrong? He had
Yeah,
a close to
I'd
Hall of
say
Fame.
he's in the if he's not in, he's still in the conversation.
Yeah, man,
But he
because
had
he
like a
really,
case in about 4 different states.
yeah, man. But his NFL career was pretty damn good. He was
Yeah.
good with the Packers. He was good with the Vikings. He was good with the Saints. Come on, man.
I
Four
think he was due
cases.
for parole here pretty soon.
Shit, yeah, because he had that plea deal, man. He's like, I'll plead guilty 4 times just for a lighter sentence. Yeah, I'll take that deal right there. Yo, wildin', dog. Wildin', dog. Let's see. Chris says, let's see what else. Um, no, that's not happening. That's not happening. And then he says, oh, where the Greg Olson was good.
Hey, we're not gonna talk about how good Greg Olson was with the Bears, but then when he went to Carolina, he like upped it to a whole nother level.
The one,
Dominant.
the one that I liked out of all the white tight ends was Jeremy Shockey, bro. He was good as hell. That was my dude with the
Oh, I
Jets,
messed with
with the
Shockey.
Giants. I mean, and then he played with y'all. Like I was like, dude, he nice.
That was a tank though, and he was
Yeah, he
fast.
was nice. Oh. They said they scored. Damn, they came back that
That
fast.
was quick, bro. I was like in the last 30 minutes or so.
Yeah, tie
Yeah,
ball game.
literally.
Hell no, man.
The fourth quarter just started, bro. Like, they just now tying the game up.
Bruh, so what's that like 20 unanswered points or some shit like
Yeah,
that?
it was like what
God damn.
27-6 or something.
Where the fuck is Herbert? He's just not playing anymore. That's wild, man. All right, so we get into our last segment, man. Kind of closing arguments, man. Anything you gotta say to the people, man, before we get up out of here?
Not really, man. Man, you guys are awesome. Who've been interacting this entire time, like Terry and Chris and Girth and Reese, and man, you guys are really cool. The fact that we can go back and forth like that's the best part. Like doing this is fun, but getting to go back and forth with y'all and like have these discussions, that's the best part to me. So thank you guys for everybody who's been watching. If you're not already subscribed, man, hit the subscribe button, man, whether it's on YouTube, TikTok, Twitch, Spotify, all that good stuff, man. Daily content on YouTube. There's always daily shorts, community polls. Do not forget, this show is every Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 7 p.m. Central Time, man. We do NFL, we do college. When we're in the off season, we get to be a lot more creative. We do like what if scenarios. We do deep dives and discussions. We do like pretty much anything you could possibly think of. I think we're the most in-depth show out there, honestly. I mean, you can put it to the test, but we like to push boundaries and try new things. So definitely don't forget to like the video, leave a comment, subscribe. Check us out on all major social media platforms, including audio platforms. And definitely check out the Villain Sports Media Network on YouTube and Facebook as well. A lot of other really cool content creators, whether it be talking about football, basketball, baseball. We have a wrestling show coming tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. You guys should definitely check that out as well. But yeah, man.
All right, so we see I got a couple more comments from Terry, man. My prediction is crazy. I wouldn't be mad at that. I think it'll cost some draft picks, but I think he can make it work.
I don't see Vegas trading him though.
Nah, I think he's gonna retire a Raider, man. He's just a Raider guy, bro. And it's like next season. And then his closing argument is Vanderbilt still. You know what? We gonna end on that one because I agree. All right, man. This has been the Football Flavor 5 podcast weekly show. Let's see, man. Let's see. Hold up, Chris got one in before we go. We'll talk about college hoops. Yeah, man. I'll be in that. I'll be in it. I actually want to get into college basketball again too, because it's a lot of change that I just didn't really catch up on, man, because there's so many different options for these players to do. They don't have to go to college anymore. A couple players went overseas to get drafted basically high. Then they got the G League Ignite team. That's an option for people too. A whole other things, man. Like, I don't know. It's so much, man. But definitely, I fucks with that, Chris. We gotta get brainstorming on that, man. Then go Bruins. Yeah, our previous employer is probably in a hole somewhere. But
deep one.
Yeah. Nonetheless, man. We up out of here, man. Peace, y'all.
Peace.